I gotta get these kids back in school. They just, it's amazing how they just take your lists and just go, you're not doing that today. You're gonna play cats with me. And it's like, it's hard being a good mom. I wish I was a shitty mom. I was just like, go freaking watch TV while I do all the stuff I need to do. Like,
she is a great mom.
Can you leave me alone so I can think for 5 minutes now? Okay.
You're listening to Bourbon, Beards, and Belvederes, the podcast where whiskey, cigars, and beard products aren't just a hobby, they're a lifestyle. Hosted by Adam, Paul, and Jerry, three guys with real experience, full beards, and even fuller glasses. Each episode serves up thoughtful tastings, laid-back cigar talk, and honest takes on beard gear and beyond. From top-shelf pours to everyday essentials, this is the place where conversations flow as smooth as the whiskey. So, pour a glass, light one up, and enjoy the ride. This is Bourbon, Beards, and Belvederes.
Welcome to Bourbon, Beards, and Belvederes. I'm Adam.
And I'm Paul.
And I'm Jerry.
And this week we've got another awesome guest. We'll get to them in just a moment. I'm going to let Jerry do their introduction. He's the one that got them to agree to come on. We hope they're going to have a good time with us. Just like always, we start with a palate warmer. So I'm going to go ahead and go to Paul and see what Paul's drinking.
I went back to an oldie but a goodie. I always forget about these guys. We've talked about them before, but probably bottle kill this one tonight. The Redwood Empire Pipe Dream.
Oh, yeah.
Great bottle for $40. Fantastic bourbon. So got maybe 3 pours in there, so it'll probably be empty bottle by the end of this one.
Right on. Jared?
I went a little different route. I went with a Copper and Kings American brandy aged in rye barrels, a 10-year-old, 111 proof, selected by our buddies Copper Pot Brandy and Cumming Whiskey. So start with that one, and then I got a few others lined up down the road.
I should have my rum finished by Wednesday, hopefully. So I'll get you some samples of that. I see our guests have drinks poured up as well. So what are you guys drinking on?
The whiskey in my teacup.
We didn't bring the bottles out here, but 1792, just, basic 1792 small batch. That's it, man. Tonight.
I have more than a few, as you can see.
Just a couple.
There you go.
And I just added a sweet wheat to that collection last week. So
I was going to say, I almost texted you guys. I was in a store yesterday, and they had almost the whole collection of 1792. First time in like 5 years I've seen it readily available on the shelf. The 12-year, full proof, the sweet wheat, like it was just all sitting right on the shelf, not behind the counter. And I was like, finally.
Was the rye sitting with it?
Nice.
You heard they're coming out with a rye, right?
The rye was not there. I did look for that, but it was all of them. I mean, not the what's the one that you can't get in the port?
Yeah.
And then, I think it had everything else except the port, which I haven't seen a sweet wheat or a full proof in forever.
So there's the port. There's the 225th anniversary edition. There's some other new one that I saw the other day that was kind of like the 225th. I don't remember what it was, but I'd never seen it, and I was like, well, I'll never see it. I think it's got a blue band on the neck. Yeah, I got that sweet wheat for $65.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all right,
nice.
Why not? So
good to see them back on the shelf. That means things are correcting themselves.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So I went with a pick. This is an Old Scout pick from a local store here in Lexington called Ernie's Spirits. It's 6 years aged, distilled in Indiana at MGP, bottled by Smooth Ambler in West Virginia. Smooth Ambler by itself is great, but this pick is incredible. So I snagged 3 or 4 bottles of it. The best, I hate to admit this, but the best Smooth Ambler pick I've ever had was Total Wine's pick. I wish I still had some of it. It's really good. So, all right. So we talked about our pours. Jerry, tell us who our guests are and why they decided they would sit down with us and all that good stuff.
Yeah, so I don't even remember when it was, but I went to the Orlando Boutique Cigar Festival, and one of the first tables that I made it to was the Chaffiot Collection. And the first cigar I had that day, which I'm not saying it just because you guys are here, but definitely kind of ruined my second cigar that day, because I bought two from another company, and I was smoking it afterwards, and it was all right. And I smoked it again a couple days later, and I'm like, this is a damn good cigar. I don't know if it was just being outside or having this before it. So I went back and grabbed a couple other cigars and asked if they'd come on, and he said yeah. And this was last year sometime, wasn't it? End of last year, end of 25, I think it was or early this year. It was
early this year. I think it was January, February.
It was a while ago,
if I recall. Yeah, it was a while.
So we have Mr. and Mrs. Chaffiot with us. How you guys doing?
Good. Yeah, we're great. This year has flown by. So whether it was this year or last, it feels like you blinked and we're
really
already done.
It's like, dog, we're already looking at like Halloween. How is that happening? It's insane.
So you got go ahead.
I was just talking to my wife about this the other day, and here it is, almost the middle of August. My kids go back to school this Wednesday. Like the whole damn summer's gone, just flown by, So
yeah, school starts tomorrow around me.
Yeah, same for a 4-year-old. So gotta start getting up early with them. It's like we're back in school. Like, it sucks. I gotta get up before them.
It sucks, but it's not. But there's also a pro. There's also a benefit. It's like, I don't know how you guys are with your kids, but we typically are kind of lax with the kids during the summer months in terms of like letting them stay up late. So we will let them stay up late, during the summer. But it's like
only because they sleep in late. If they didn't sleep in, it would be a hell no.
Yeah,
but they sleep in. So
yeah. So I am looking forward to that, like going to bed early. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, there's that for sure. How many kids do you guys have?
We should have two.
Okay.
We have an 8-year-old boy and a 4-year-old girl.
Okay, well, I was going to say it does get easier. The going to bed earlier at night. There's that aspect of it, but our kids are old enough now that they get themselves up. So I don't. I work from home. My day job, I work from home, and then we own our own business.
Yeah.
So I don't really have to get up super early for work or anything like that. So they get up, they take themselves to the bus. It's right up here. I basically have to do nothing.
Man,
so
you got it made.
You got
it made.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But I've been where you are. I have been where you are 4 times.
You're saying there's a chance.
There is a chance. There is a chance.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jerry, what were you going to say before I so rudely interrupted you? I'm sorry.
No, it worked because I just had a coughing fit for whatever reason. Anyways, do you guys want to tell a little backstory on the brand and the cigars and yourselves and how you guys started?
Sure.
Yeah. Let me start.
You go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So we had started the company in late 2018. The idea we really thought about in 2017, but I believe we incorporated in late 2018. And my wife and I was getting really big in the boutique cigar world at the time. And I had a cigar lounge and within walking distance from our house. So I was there quite a bit, and the owner kind of took me under his wing and, showed me a lot of the craft boutique stuff. That was really cool at the time. And so I was getting into that. And then simultaneously, we had gone to a anti-human trafficking conference in our hometown as well. And we went to the conference and we heard the testimony of a survivor who was trafficked by her father starting at 3 years old to 18 years old. And it definitely makes a more significant impact when we hear that from a survivor that you're actually meeting. We actually met this person. And so it just resonated with Crystal and I. And, we left the conference, after a week or so or more, maybe 2 weeks. And I was, again, always at the cigar lounge, and
I was get really pregnant.
and she was really, really
she knocked
pregnant.
me up during that time. So
Yeah.
I was not at the cigar lounge,
So
trying to make a baby.
So I just, so we talked about this idea. It's like, honey, human trafficking is such a perverted form of injustice that's so prevalent in our culture today. It's like, what if we did a cigar brand or a cigar company, that raised awareness and funds for this cause? And she was down for it, thankfully.
He'd started with he wanted a cigar company. I said, "Oh, pump the brakes a little bit." I said, "If we're he was," but I said, "If we do this cigar company, which we knew nothing about." What it took to have a cigar brand. So we were very naive, which is probably a good thing. Otherwise, we wouldn't have jumped into it. I said, well, we got to do something good with it. And we had said, well, let's think about this. And it made sense, that you sit down, you have a cigar, people have great conversations. The cigar community is so passionate. And we thought, man, if we could get the passion behind cigars around, the passion to end human trafficking, it would set a fire. It would literally light a fire on people's ass. So it all kind of came together. I made a really crappy business card and sent them down to the Great Smoke in Miami. And you talked to how many vendors? So many vendors.
45 different manufacturers. 2 or 3 of them gave me the time of day because of all the FDA paranoia that was happening. In 2018, 2019. And so one of the manufacturers gave us a chance. We put out our cigar. That was with Blanco, actually, at the time. We put out our cigar with them, and then to make a long story short, we just started meeting people, networking more, and the owner of that shop that I mentioned previously, one of his best friends was also a manufacturer, that I connected with, and that's who we're with now, and we've been making great cigars ever since. But it's great because he really bought into the missional side, and then that was really, really important for Crystal and I, so he really believed in what we were doing, and we knew that the quality control was there. We knew that he was again sourcing some of the best primings that we could get our hands on, and so it just made sense. And we've been doing it for. We probably got off the ground since mid to late 2019 is when we really kind of got our, got our brand out there, so to speak. And to make a long story short, we went to a cigar festival in Florida and Orlando, like back in 2022, and we had met the Cigar Clowns there, and they play a significant, role in our story. We had partnered. After meeting with them and talking with them, and we had mutual respect for each other's brands and products and different cigars, different blends, and we loved each other's stuff, and we just got on the horn with each other and started talking about ideas about potential collaborations, and that bled into the Goldie Grace cigar, and so that was our first right there, So it was our first collaboration project with the Clowns, and that was a really successful project. We were really, really happy about that. I think the market received it well. It absorbed pretty quickly, and then about a year, I don't know, maybe 8 months to a year after that project was, out in the world. Crystal and I were just kind of drowning. It felt like a little bit, we're a husband and wife team. We've been doing this for a while, and we were like, hey, I don't know if we're going to keep continuing on with the capacity, with how we're operating. Excuse me. And that conversation we were having with the Clowns, that led to them purchasing Chaffiot Collection, which has been great. It's been absolutely great for us. They were like, hey, we totally understand. Come alongside us. We believe in your mission. We believe in the product. We want to have you guys on board. Let's do this together. So they bought Chaffiot Collection, and it's been a great partnership ever since. So we couldn't be more happy with it. And that's where we are now, So
yeah, the
just keep on doing cutting lights, and one account at a time. So
The clowns are a great group of guys. Well, I guess they keep growing. It's 2 guys, and then they got a couple guys come in, and this that. They're good guys. Fantastic cigars too. When I heard you guys kind of joined forces not too long ago, I was excited. So definitely looking forward to seeing what you guys put out or what you both do for the future, because
the bandwidth now, I think we've got 10 or 12 brand ambassadors throughout the US. So before it was just he and I, and with 2 small kids at home, we weren't getting out to shops as much as we'd like and things like that. And we've taken on all the accounting headaches and all those things, and then have really helped with like our boxes and the packaging, and they still given us all of the creative control, but yet have taken on the bulk of the headache. So it's a dream come true for us to be able to focus on the mission and the cigars, and hopefully being able to put out more cigars soon. But it's been great. It's been really good.
So after the Goldie Grace, what was the next cigars up? Was it this Freedom Fighter, or was it the Evil line?
Well, we had the No Evils and the Freedom Fighter before Goldie came out. So those were already out in the market. And sorry, our kids are asking questions. This happens every show, literally every show. Kids come outside. We told you to stay inside. Sayla, inside. Door shut. Thank you. Every show. Okay. Sorry. Every show. No, but yeah, sorry. Your question. The note. Yeah. So before Go to Grace, we had See No Evil, Speak No Evil, Hear No Evil. And we did have the Freedom Fighter. And those were our 4 core lines. Those are the same 4 core lines that we continue to promote, broadcast. We want people to be aware of those. We want people to try those. We think they're incredible cigars. And then we did Goldie after that. Nice. So, and there's still some new stuff in the works, that we're constantly thinking of ideas. We constantly, have some things up our sleeve. It's just when those things will come to fruition, we have to, answer a few more questions and decide a couple more things before, you see
I think
something.
The main goal for us was that because we didn't have the marketing capacity, like we want to make sure that we're in the stores and have good face value and are selling sticks, for all the new shops that we're getting.
Right.
So, it's
sorry guys, I'll be right back.
We're so sorry, y'all. We're so all over this.
This
is why we needed help from the clowns, because this is us. This is our life. But we didn't we didn't focus on the lounges as much because we were selling direct to consumer. So we're finding now hey, we want to make sure our core line is so well received that they're anticipating new sticks. And so we've kind of taken the time to actually, put the time and energy into that instead of creating more sticks than to, bring in essentially a brand new line for most people who never heard of us. So, if you've got 5 in the repertoire versus 8 or 9, it's easier for them to take 5 and then sell through those and then be ready for the next one. So it's kind of one of those, we would love to be just pumping them out, but we want to make sure we're a core line for people and not just a fly by night, try us once and that's it. So yeah.
And one of the reasons I wanted to get you on is one of the things we like to do is support obviously veterans, first responders, but the other thing is like children's charities. So with this whole trafficking thing, it kind of falls in line with that. And one of the where'd it just go? One of the little things you guys had on your website, there it is. Basically, it says by the time you finish smoking a Robusto, approximately 68 people have been sold or kidnapped or forced into trafficking somewhere in the world, which is insane.
It's really sobering. I know. I mean, it's not, there's nothing fun or, you know, glamorous about talking about human trafficking. Like, it really just all sucks. But at the end of the day, it's still true and it's still happening. And, you know, most people don't realize it's happening in every single community and every single, you know, state, everywhere. It's not just isolated to the big cities. It's literally everywhere. So, you know, if we don't address it head on, then it just is happening until it happens to someone, you know. And, you know, what ends would you go to help that kid come home or help that woman, you know, be free from that? So yeah, we just feel like it's not, people have to kind of compartmentalize it because it is so disturbing when you think about people being raped for profit. Like, it's like, that is so disturbing. But like, when you talk about it, then people may be more aware of things to look for, signs, how to help see signs, how to help prevent things, how to help, you know, we like to plug people in wherever you're at, however you want to get involved. Like, there's something everybody can do, but it's like, yeah, those statistics are true. It's probably actually gone up more since we put that out, which is terrible. But, you know, we feel like we live in a really safe county, and believe it or not, it's actually like one of the highest counties in Florida, which is wild because it feels like such a safe county, but we're right at the port and we have the 95 corridor. And unfortunately, you know, 60% of kids that are trafficked by somebody they know. So it's not just like being kidnapped. It's by people they know. So, you know, you got to kind of, and people are always surprised by that, but it's like, yeah, you got to be very vigilant, like with your children. Like, you can never be too like strict or too safe to keep them safe, because the internet is the main form of grooming these days. So that invades your home. And so
Florida's definitely up there. Obviously, being up here in Jacksonville, we have Tim Tebow and all the stuff that he does for it, and he's always doing stuff and posting his little graphics, and literally the whole state of Florida is just one big bubble, unfortunately.
And I mean, I think, you know, with the whole Epstein stuff, the whole debacle, I mean, it's been brought to more of a national attention, and it's become more of a buzzword, and people are talking, but, you know, I don't know that people are acting or moving or doing much, clearly.
See, sorry, not to cut you off. One of the things Crystal and I found out when we really started investigating nonprofits to support, you know, that everyone, it seems like these days, because of what Crystal just said, human trafficking is such a hot topic and buzzword, and, you know, everyone and their mother is like, oh yeah, we support, you know, anti-trafficking efforts. Like, everyone like says that. But, and there's endless nonprofits, you know, that claim to do that kind of work. You know, there's so many different nonprofits you can find on the internet that are fighting human trafficking, you know, and a lot of them, like what Crystal and I came to find out, is, you know, it's almost just money. It's money funneling. Like, you know, a lot of them just get the cash, and they'll update their websites with it. They'll print more marketing collateral, you know, for their organization, or the money will go to, you know, just other avenues, but none of it's really actually going to help victims or survivors of it. There's a ton of those types of nonprofits. So, you know, we wanted to do the legwork and find, you know, the real guys, you know, the ones who are actually doing the real work, you know. So Sarah's Roots, Bikers Against Trafficking, you know, we know those people, you know, firsthand. We've seen the work that they've done firsthand. You know, they're very, very, very reputable. And the proof is in the pudding, you know. So I just always caution people, like, don't be fooled by like a flashy website, you know, or somebody who's very charismatic or has good speaking skills on the topic. Like, don't be fooled by that stuff. You know, you have to watch where the dollars go, you know. So I'm just putting that out there.
Unfortunately, there's too many charities out there. They're with trafficking or any type of charity or type of a charitable thing out there. There's so many out there that are just
so many
that say they give it, and they only give like 1% or whatever, and the rest goes into the CEO's pocket. And
Yeah.
That's one thing we found out because we did it was about a year and a half, 2 years ago. We did a giveaway, and part of it you had to donate to a veterans charity, and we're like, hey, these are like the ones that we found and we know from people doing it that are good. You guys can donate to whoever, but these are the ones that either we know someone vetted or we vetted ourselves. So yeah, it's one of those things that unfortunately they're out there and not doing exactly what they should be with the donations going into them. But
I love that you guys support first responders too, because I mean, let's be honest, they're on the front lines of you know, helping bring justice and helping bring rescue, and you know, that's a heavy topic. But you know, we've got a friend, John Aldi. I mean, he was even telling us, you know, his line of work was, you know, many years of dealing with trafficking cases, and he's like, it messes you up. I'm like, well, yeah, it should, and if it doesn't, then you know, we should probably check to make sure you have a pulse. But you know, they need support too, and it's like, if they burn out, then there's not people out there to help, you know, do rescues and arrests and all of that. So we love our first responders for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we had John and Tanya on probably about a year ago with their beard company, and that was one of the episodes that went close to 3 hours, if not longer, because John likes Tanya. I'm going to bed, and just left. He stayed on. We talked about everything from concerts and music, the movies, the cigars. It was like,
we have very similar music taste, by the way, me and John, and we're both drummers, you know, so both metalheads, both hardcore guys. And anyway,
I think the three of us are right there with them in the same music taste.
Also a metalhead.
Yeah.
Metalhead.
There you go. Crystal always makes fun of me because, like, I love wearing band T-shirts. Like when we take our kids to, like, you know, Disney World or, you know, SeaWorld or whatever amusement park, I'm wearing like a Hatebreed T-shirt, or I'm wearing, you know, I don't know, Iron Maiden or something like that. She's like, "Why are you doing that? You look so tacky." I'm like, "You don't understand the metal community. Like, you don't understand."
Who's the guy respect the neck? The guy,
George Corpse Grinder from Cannibal Corpse. Anyway,
literally.
Anyway, but I'll wear these shirts, and it's so funny, and without fail, you know, there will be some other metalhead. I'll either get like 2 or 3 of them, be like, "Hey, man, nice shirt." I'm like,
see, that's why I wear it. I'm like,
yeah, and like me and you, we know.
I'm pretty sure.
So you're wearing mouse ears with a freaking guy with, you know, that crowbar, whatever his name is.
Kurt Winstein,
Winstein on his, and I'm like, these are great family photos. I love it.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Tanya drug John to a Taylor Swift concert. I'm pretty sure he wore a Hatebreed T-shirt to that.
That's great.
I have a third job at a music venue here in town, working security, and I get to meet a lot of those guys, and they come through. We had 6 Feet Under not too long ago.
6 Feet Under, nice.
On Tuesday, I actually got my wife to cover for me in our bit because we have a martial arts business, and I got her to teach my classes for me on Tuesday night, so I can go see non-point, head PE, and spine shank. So that, I mean, like I said, I get to meet a lot of these guys. I got to meet the guitarist of August Burns Red. It's the weakest handshake I've ever had in my life. It was like shaking a fish.
No, that's such a letdown.
Yeah. I was like, motherfucker, you play guitar constantly, like you're holding the pick.
Right, his hands worn out from doing this all the time.
Right.
You should have went in with like the little fingers, just.
Yeah.
I got to meet Alex Varkatzis. He was the lead. He used to be the lead singer of Atreyu, and now he's Dead Icarus. Got to meet Art Alexakis, the lead singer of Everclear. Stood and talked to him for about 30 minutes. You know, he didn't. I was guarding the bus, and he just walked up and started talking to me, like, you know, stood there. He didn't have to do that. And the man's got MS, for crying out loud. And he just played an 1.5 hour long show, and he stops to talk to the guy that's just standing in front of his bus. You know, they really cool guy. So
I can respect that. I can respect that.
I did
my first hardcore show this summer. I did.
Okay.
So
who was it?
It was Sleeping Giant.
Okay.
And it was I can no longer say I'm a metal virgin. I am officially. But we took our 8-year-old too. So we flew all the way to California to go see the show. And, my mama bear instincts, we were standing just right outside the mosh pit. And the first couple bands that came on, they did a great job of like guarding us. But then he stepped back onto my son's foot and I was like, that's it, damn it. And so we went back a little bit, but it was great people watching. And while there was nobody out there, I jumped around a little bit and was like, woo, look at me, I'm in the mosh pit. There's like 5 other people, yay.
So there's a tour that I'm going to see this tour in Nashville, but it's going to start in St. Pete on November 5th, and you should take her to this tour. It's In Flames, Trivium, and Orbit Culture, Fit for an Autopsy, and Frozen Soul.
Dude, Frozen Soul. I've been listening to them in the gym. That's like my gym band right now. Just pure like old school death metal. I love Frozen Soul. They're great. Anyway.
Yeah. So that would be a good show to take her to. In Flames is fucking amazing. I've seen them several times.
That'd be fun.
It would be. So my wife doesn't like metal either, and she goes to these shows and she goes and she stands there and she tries to enjoy herself, and I appreciate that about her. But yeah, I understand his point of view of having a wife that doesn't like metal. So.
Yeah, when we met, he's like, what kind of music do you like? I was like, everything but metal. And he's like, oh, perfect. That's what all I listen to. And I was like, great.
This is going to work out. Fantastic.
Yeah. I just need subtitles. And I mean, yeah, it's good. I can appreciate the getting it out. That's how I feel like I feel like metal should be behind, anti-trafficking. It's just like beat the shit out of these freaking pedophiles. Let's take them to Pig Farm, and like that's when I want to listen to metal.
That's right.
I respect these.
We've actually got a group around here that I should try to get on the show, honestly, and maybe put in touch with you guys. Maybe you guys could find a way to collaborate some way or another. They're called Kentucky Prado Pursuit or Kentucky. Let me look. It's Kentucky Prado Pursuit. I don't know why there's an R in there, but
probably so they were shut down on the socials.
Could be.
Exactly.
Could be. But they work with local law enforcement, and then they set up decoys, and then meet these guys, report them, and all that stuff, and then the cops show up and haul them off to jail. And I love it. There's another one around here as well. But like Jerry said, that's something that we always close our show with telling people to, show their support for veterans and also for children. And I mean, the whole epidemic of human trafficking goes well beyond just children. But the reason I focus on that specifically is because a human being, a grown adult, has a better chance of fighting off another adult than a child does. Now, I did see this 14-year-old girl that was very highly trained in jiu-jitsu. A man tried to take off with her, and she beat his ass and then choked him out.
Wow.
Yes.
And I'm a very big proponent of children. Like I said, we own a martial arts business. I'm a big proponent of children knowing how to take care of themselves. My children were bullied, and I wanted them to be able to stand up for themselves. And I think that it's very, very beneficial to teach these kids how to take care of themselves, how to fight back. So I train jiu-jitsu. I don't teach jiu-jitsu. So everything I teach is standing up. So what I tell the kids to do is aim for the groin, aim for the knees, aim for the throat, aim for the eyes. If it's an adult trying to hurt you, hurt them as much as you can. And then when you have a chance, get away, scream and yell the whole time, but poke them in the eyes, kick them in the balls, because it's generally a man that's taking off with somebody, right? I mean, small percentage of them are women. I have seen videos of women trying to take children. But the knees, take out their knees, kick it the wrong way, kick it as hard as you can, and, dog leg it and watch them go to the ground. They're not going to be able to get up and chase you because their knee is all bent and dislocated. So hurt them as much as you can,
Totally agree.
And I wish, this is just me speaking on the matter. I know this doesn't reflect your guys' opinion, not necessarily. But I kind of wish there was a purge type situation where we could just go after these bastards.
Well, we love Jesus, but we feel the same way.
Same.
I feel like an eye for an eye. Bye.
That's right.
See ya. I mean, listen, there's the chances of rehabilitation for pedophiles is slim to none. So I just, peace out.
A big part of that problem, I don't know if people know this, but there are certain prisons that they'll send these guys to, and there'll be a huge presence of pedophiles in the prison, and they will actually run the prison. Now, there's sometimes where they get sent to a prison, but that's absolutely not the case. And the entire population of the prison, they're, as soon as you find out, they're going to aerate your body. But but some prisons, they're a large portion of their population is heavy, or the pedophile population, the sex offender population is so heavy in those certain prisons that they actually run the whole shit. So like there's a special table for non-sexual offenders as opposed to eating with everybody else. And
that's wild.
So if you're grouping them together like that, no. So what we need to do as a nation is like what they've done in where was it? Iowa, Idaho, something like that, where it is now they kill you by firing squad. That's what we need to do is just, and I'm in favor of televising it on every channel, so that way people see, oh shit,
there's things. Public execution has its place.
Absolutely.
He almost bought a shirt. What does the shirt say that you're gonna buy? Is something like bring back public hangings for pedophiles or something. I was
I wanted to make a shirt that said that. Maybe I will. That's what I'll do.
I'm like, but Florida did put the death penalty for pedophiles that abuse under 12, which I feel like it should be a little bit higher. But I think it's too lax. It's way too lax.
I would pay.
You need penalties for serious crimes. You just do it like that.
Yeah, no, I would pay for like a Hunger Games style situation.
Yeah.
No winners, but there's just a lot of entertainment. We can drag it out, put 1,000 of them on an island or on a big boat out into sea, and put cameras everywhere, and you can gamble.
That would be the most watched show in the freaking history of ever. Come on.
Nobody comes home.
Come on.
Yeah. Well,
shit, I'd never.
Winner gets out, and as they're walking off,
they go to jail. Or no, the winner gets jail time. Everyone else just gets barrel at sea.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'd want to make it like put them on an alligator. Like we have Gatorland in Florida. Put them at Gatorland and just like let them suffer.
Let all the barriers down. Let the gators just run wild.
Go.
I don't know.
What's that? There's a place. This cringes me out, and the guys know. But there's an island. And it's literally uninhabited because it's called Snake Island. That's where this show needs to happen. We need some brave volunteers to go wire that island with cameras and then drop them off on that island and see what happens.
I feel like that's
some of the most deadly breeds of snakes in the world inhabit this island, so much so that like humans can't get back in and overtake it. So it's just given to nature. I forget where it's at. It's somewhere, I think, towards Asia, but that's like nightmare fuel for me. So I think
our son's been obsessed with
it's
the swamp people doing catching the anacondas and stuff. I think they're doing because Florida's so overpopulated, so they're in Florida and they're literally just like catching all these massive snakes. But he's just obsessed with it because it's just like they're going their bare hands and grabbing the snakes and
I sent Paul cannot do snakes, and I sent him the I think FWC put out a thing about the little tournament they have in the Everglades. So like the snake hunting. I was like, you can go to this, win some money. I was like, but you can't use guns. You got to actually like use your hands and stab them in the back of the head.
I need to correct you there, Jerry. Paul and Adam don't do snakes.
I could hunt from a helicopter, but that's as close as I'm getting.
Nope.
There you go.
No, I've seen too many movies. I'd be worried that snake would somehow grow and snack me from the helicopter. I'm not fucking with the snake. I don't like them.
They do climb trees and can jump. So
Yeah. I'm aware of this, Jerry. Thank you. This is nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
I'm aware of this already. I don't need you to
gotta
tell me
drink some
about it.
extra.
So you have a snake phobia? Like you don't like snakes?
Oh yeah.
Don't.
I definitely
Yeah.
do. I definitely
Don't like them. Don't like them.
Yeah.
If you want to see a 42-year-old man run screaming like a 12-year-old girl, walk me up on a snake that I'm unaware of, and I will absolutely. I'll hit an octave I didn't know I was capable of. I promise.
We had one in this porch the other day.
Nope. Knock on wood. We haven't had one. Knock on wood. I haven't had one this year on my property, but I've seen them out on the road, like run over, and one that we took out when we saw it on the road on a bike ride. But yeah, when they come on my property, that's the end of their days. But I will be drenched in fear sweat when I'm done dispatching that thing.
See, the problem is I'm not allowed to discharge my firearms here in the city limits. So
Oh no,
I see.
I can't either. I got a bunch of other tools. I got like this long torch. I got a shovel that's sharpened. I got a bunch of stuff. So if PETA's listening or anybody like that, sorry, but snakes aren't coming on my property.
No, I don't care. I don't care.
We got too many little dogs and a small 10-year-old girl. There's no snakes. I'm not saying which kind of snake that is and identify it. No, you can live and you might be. Nope, they're all they're all getting their head cut off and thrown in the river.
That's classic.
The cockroaches for me are like the ultimate.
I'm spiders,
disgust.
man. Spiders.
Yeah, I can't do spiders.
Oh, I don't like spiders either.
Cockroaches.
Spiders.
Lord.
No. Yeah.
I don't like.
You're
like
in Florida.
spiders.
There's cockroaches everywhere.
I know. Thankfully,
Palmetto bug.
I've only
Yeah,
seen
those
a
little
few
flying
at our
bugs.
house. Actually, one did crawl like it. I don't know how. I've only seen one cockroach on our back porch, and we were on an interview, and one crawled across my leg. I kid you not, while it was filming, and I jumped up out of that chair and screamed. And oh my
good
god,
podcasting.
yeah, it was. It was bloopers, but nope.
Yeah. No, but going back to your point, though, I mean, I think there should be harsh penalties, distributed to those types of abusers.
Yeah.
And, our culture is so soft, in my opinion, and it's like there is a place for that. Like violence in the form of justice, like has its place, and it should be displayed. It should be televised. Totally agree with you. It should make people afraid. Like that's the point.
Yeah.
Like if the message is, if you do this, this is what will happen to you. And we're going to show you, here you go, so
well,
we
the
just
problem,
need to do
the
that.
problem is,
Like-
you got all these judges and this and that in whichever states that are just, the pedophilia and it all goes up to the top. So, I mean, let's be honest. It's really the vigilante thing that I'm more interested in. And I would be interested in funding, the guys that are out there taking care of business, because even our own law enforcement, we don't have a task force in our county. They don't have the funding. They don't have a task force dedicated to anti-trafficking. So, you got to have the funding, you got to have this and that, but then you got to have the people that are actually sentencing to do their freaking job. And a lot of them don't want to. They want to have, people back out on the streets because they're probably pervs themselves,
I bet your county spends tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars on red light cameras and flock cameras and things like that.
Oh, don't get him started.
Dude.
Oh, yep. Oh,
I just
my.
noticed a fucking flock camera outside my neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I just noticed that like a month ago, maybe. I was like, no way. Like it's happening. And it's like, okay, it'd be one thing if it, and I'm sure you can do this. Like, I'm sure you can program the technology to only track those who like are on a sex offender list, or track only those who, have whatever. Warrants, felonies, whatever. Like, I'm sure you can do that, but they're not doing that. Like, that's not why they're there. And it's such an invasion of privacy, and it's such bullshit. It's unconstitutional. I hate all that shit. But it's, I think I saw something the other day, like, what is it, like 30 plus officers were already arrested for using flock cameras to, to stalk or spy.
And I'm pretty sure that was just in Georgia.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
just in Georgia.
I saw a
Yeah.
news conference yesterday. One county, I think in Georgia, they had to do a press conference that says, okay, we're going to take them all down because our officers can't stop abusing them. Essentially was the message. They didn't say it in those terms, but that's what it was. They said they had a bunch of high-level meetings and, we agree with the public outcry. We're going to take them down. But it was the reason was because the officers couldn't stop abusing the info that they were getting from these flock cameras. And,
Right.
Targeting their, personal enemies and stalking people and things like that. And that's not what it's there for. But like you said, that's what it's being used for.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it costs tons of taxpayer money, which could be diverted into other better programs.
Right.
And instead, it's just all on this unconstitutional spying on innocent civilians.
Correct.
Yeah.
So my conspiracy itch has been going like fucking crazy since we started talking about this shit, because there's
Talk to
several
me,
here
'cause
that
I
we
love
talked
a good
about. Yeah. So, well, first of all, the pedophilia. Okay, let's start there. The
Yeah.
pedophilia and the trafficking. That's the stiffer punishments and things like that. Those things are never going to happen, and it's because of what your wife just said. It doesn't go all the way to the top. That's why fucking Jeffrey Epstein was allowed to operate with impunity for so damn long. That's why Diddy
And there haven't been any arrests at all.
Right, exactly. And I voted for Donald Trump 3 times, and if it comes to light that he is on that list, get his ass too. Get him. I don't give a fuck who it is. Get them all.
Get
But
everybody.
they're not going to. They're protecting each other, right? So that's number one. Number two, the police state is fully here, and I'm going to expand this as far as video games. Did you guys see what's happening with GTA 6?
With what?
Grand Theft Auto 6.
No, what's happening with the video game?
Well,
Okay.
I mean, I hate that game, but
So they pushed its release again,
Okay.
and they pushed it out to November. But now they're including you have to have a government issued ID in order to do anything with their online system. You have to upload a picture of your government issued ID to them.
why? You
The
don't even have to have
Rockstar.
it to vote in California. Why do you need an ID to freaking play a video
There you
game?
go. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Police state, and then these fucking flock cameras are just the worst. And they say they're out there for to do this. They are watching everything that we do. This has all been put into place years ago with the National Defense Authorization Act. It's somewhere or another, it trickled down and gave them the legal ability to do this shit. That's why our phones can track us. That's why our computers track us. Before that, it wasn't really. I mean, well, National Defense, National Defense Authorization Act and Homeland Security Presidential Directive and National Security Presidential Directive. So it's fucking bullshit. But this is where we are. So they're tracking us with everything. Including these flock
And then
cameras.
the cars
and
coming out, right? Next year,
Yeah.
right? The cars, they're going to have the cameras in them, supposedly. I don't know if that got taken out of legislation or not, but I think it's still in there.
Yeah, I think by 2030, it has to happen. I think 2030. And it also has
2030.
AI.
It also have kill switch and override, and so they can just stop your vehicle, which
see in your car.
It's going to have an AI in there to do it. It's going to have AI in the car.
Pretty much thinking about used cars now.
Yep, exactly.
I
well,
mean,
until they do another cash for junkers or whatever, like Obama did to try to get them all off the road because of this, because of the forward thinking to this. They'll do that again at some point. They'll incentivize you to turn in all those cars in junkyards to get a couple $100, and so that you're forced to buy these, electric vehicles with these, harshly mined metal batteries and everything else that's just wrong with these cars, and then they spy on you on top of that.
Yeah.
Well, there is a kill switch in my car. Mine's a 2018, and there's a kill switch in my car because it's got OnStar. Now I don't pay for the I don't pay for the OnStar service, but the fact that the module is installed in the fucking thing, despite whether or not I pay for it, if they needed to, because it still has a satellite link, so if they needed to get in there and stop my car because the cop told them to, it would stop. And it would lock me inside, guaranteed.
Wow.
It just goes to show you that all that technology that's available and out there, like they really could stop human trafficking if they wanted to.
Absolutely.
with all the technology that's out there.
100%.
And I fucking can't stand, because it's like this nation you always hear rhetoric and verbiage like, oh, we have to protect our children. Like this nation cares about our children. It's like, no, you fucking don't. You
Right.
don't care at all.
Right.
You don't care at all. And it's like, nothing pisses me off more than hearing shit like that. But anyway, but that's why it has to be up to us though. So like that's like what I'm trying to like get to people, like Crystal and I's message. It's like, dude, they're not going to do it. Like they're, the government's not going to, do the right thing and really seek after true justice, for the children. Like they're not going to do it. So it has to be started and contributed like at the local level. You know what I mean? You have to start at a local level, your own hometown, and just get people passionate and engaged. And, like that's what you have to do. And that's honest to God, that's what we've been trying to do with the cigar community,
Well, I mean, you got to do it for the one, because when you look at the overwhelming, statistics and the problems and all that, it's like, damn, that I don't know if you're even going to make a difference. But for the one, I mean, if that was your kid or your niece or your nephew, at what lengths would you go to? I mean, I'd freaking turn into damn, I don't know, Lara Croft Tomb Raider.
Liam Neeson.
My kid, but
Liam Neeson.
you have to. It's someone's kid. I mean, like we're called to protect the innocent and to protect kids. And it's like, so like Sarah's Roots, the organization that we work with, they, there's only, I think, a couple thousand beds nationwide for those coming out of trafficking. So everybody's like, oh, like rescue them. You rescue them, where are they going to go? Where there's nowhere for them to go. And it's a 2 or 3 year process minimum, sometimes a lifetime, to come alongside and support people that have had this traumatic experience, and to have rehabilitation and time to heal and counseling and job, all the things. So if there's only 2,000 beds nationwide and millions of people being trafficked, there's a lot of gap there, So
6,000 beds.
Yes. I think 6,000 would be a lot. I don't think there's that many. Yeah. There's
last time I checked,
but then they end up homeless, right? They end up homeless, and then they end up back into the same situation.
Exactly. So they bounce around from homeless shelter to homeless shelter, and they couch surf, or they're,
and a lot of
in, car, whatever it is, and so they get sucked right back into trafficking.
And a lot of the women
it's not sustainable.
A lot of the women have kids, and most of the rehabilitation centers, they don't allow you to have your kids. So then they're being separated from their kids, and kids are going to put in foster care. So Sarah's Roots, they have tiny homes, which is awesome. They have 4 tiny homes with the 5th one that they just got. And what it allows women to do is have the individual space to heal, but they can also have their kids. They can have a pet. And a lot of women don't leave because they are being coerced and threatened with their children, or I know pets sound really freaking like, oh god, you're not gonna leave because of your pet, but that's like their one security animal, and so they don't leave. So Sarah's Roots is doing something really unique, and we've given over, I think, $15,000 to local agencies here, which we haven't made any money, but we've given the money away.
But, but the biggest thing that we've done so far in our work in Chaffiot Collection, like through some of the Chaffiot Collection funds and also through other resources, we were able to secure a tiny home for Sarah's Roots, like one of their tiny homes. Like that was our big project this year. Yeah. And it's awesome. So right now, what are they doing? They're moving it from churches, like they're bouncing from church to church to try to get people more interested to donate.
Bring awareness. Let them see where
things. But housing is the major thing, for human trafficking, because like everyone is so, like Crystal said, everyone, again, I can sympathize. I would want to turn into Liam Neeson, if that was my daughter or whatever. Everyone wants to be that guy, and I get that. And there's a place for that. Like, you need those guys. I'm not saying you don't. You need them. But where are they going to go when they get out? There's nowhere to fucking go, So that's our work. That's where it's been focused on, is more on the aftercare side, So, yeah.
Yeah,
and that's what
awareness is the biggest thing to start, from the ground up, is that people hear about it, but they don't necessarily see it. Like you said, you live in a nice town, but you're
Yeah.
right on the outskirts of places where it does happen. And it's just the awareness, you know, 'cause sometimes people see it on the news and it's like, oh, that's horrible for them, but it's not me. You
It's
know,
not
that's your
going to
inner
happen to
thought.
me.
That's your inner thought.
Right.
It'll never happen to me. It'll never happen to somebody I know. And that's just not true. The statistics don't lie. And inevitably, it will at some point happen in your lifetime. Most likely that it's going to happen to somebody that you know or somebody that you know knows. So I
Right.
think just awareness at just the base level is incredible what you guys are doing. You know,
Agreed.
just bringing it to the forefront more so than it's a throwaway article that you see on your feed or on the news, to highlighting the real victims and how it really happens, and like you said, what the aftermath is that people don't think about, and just to get people thinking about it, get people more aware about it, and that'll help hopefully stop some of it from happening, from more awareness, and hopefully bring people to support the cause more so as well, because they consider it real and it's not just on the internet or on the TV.
Right.
Everything on the internet,
Right.
on the TV, you don't know what's real anymore. I mean,
Yeah.
AI is
Right.
incredible, and you know, it's just you don't know what's real. You don't know if the statistics you read are real. You don't know. You can't trust anything anymore. So you need
The
to hear it.
statistics are always, yeah, the statistics are always going to be way lower too, because they're just counting people that call in.
Counting like what's reported.
So it's actually
what's reported. And
way
it's like there's
higher.
way more
Yeah.
that's not reported.
way more.
You know, and it's but no, I completely agree with you, and thank you for saying that. Seriously, really appreciate it. And but yeah, man, like you said, it's like you can't think you're safe because you think you live in a quote unquote safe area. You know, like that's we have a friend that was in Homeland Security, and he was like, Justin, you know, we've been targeting houses like in the nicer areas like of our county. He's like, well, we think there's child trafficking going on, you know, like in our, you know, in our backyards, right in our neighborhoods, you know. And these are, again, moms and dads, aunts and uncles, you know, family members, you know, trafficking their own family. It's nuts.
And
it's crazy.
and the kids don't go missing for the most part. A lot of times, it like our friend, our now friend, who was that survivor or overcomer, like it was like to say.
Yeah.
You know, her dad was a prominent member of the community. I think he even held office in their community. She went to school, church, made straight A's. And when she went into 6th grade for middle school gym class, she recognized her gym teacher because he had bought her.
It's crazy.
You know, so
Yeah.
it's like you got to talk to your kids about that, but you know, your kids may have a friend that is being trafficked, and they may look the part, but they're being sold at night and going to school the next morning. I mean, this is the reality of what it looks like
They
for
live
most kids.
seemingly normal lives, and that's why it's hard to locate. You know, it's hard to.
And so I think like the more conversations you can have with your kids about, you know, the realities of if you see something, say something, and just even for them, what to look for with their friends, or just being a safe place for your friends' kids. I mean, let's be honest. You may be very vigilant with your kids, but maybe your kid has a friend that stays overnight a lot and really doesn't want to go home, or, you know, this, that, and the other. For you to be a person they can talk to is huge. I mean, that makes a world of difference. And so, I mean, there are things that like you can do as a parent that could change the course for, you know, somebody that plays on your kids, you know, team at school or whatnot. And you would never think, but at the same time, you know, that's the reality of what is happening. And so, it's a sick world, but you know, there's got to be people to stand up for it and stand against it. And the more people we can get to really take a stand, I think is when things might turn the tide. You know, when enough people start getting pissed and being like, no, then, you know, but it's a tough battle, and a lot of people get discouraged, and a lot of people have to compartmentalize it because it's heavy.
Mm-hmm.
I stayed up many a nights just thinking of the stories that we heard, and it's like, if you think about it long enough, it'll drive you freaking nuts, but make it nuts for a good cause.
I would go full on Alaskan Avenger in this situation. And that's absolutely bonkers to me the story that you just told us about the gym teacher and whatnot. That's, I mean,
Yeah.
I can't fathom, and I guess probably because I'm not fucked up in the head. You know, I'm a normal, rational human being, but how can you do this? I just don't get it. Now, I've done some dumb shit in my lifetime. You know, I've drugs and been to jail for DUIs and whatever. All you know, or one DUI, I should say, and alcohol intoxication like 3 times. Just stupid shit when I was a lot younger. I understand people make mistakes, but that's not a fucking mistake. That's you know, whether somebody's religious or not, you can understand the you know, what I'm getting at here is demonic behavior. It's demonic,
well,
full on demonic behavior.
I mean, well, you know, and I think it's a great word for it. It's like so many people are afraid to recognize evil for being evil. You know what I mean? Like there is real evil in the world, you know, and this is one of the most ugliest forms of it. You know, there's anything that involves kids.
Well, a lot of people, you know, I always ask myself, like, how do you arrive at the point where you are interested in children? Like, how do you get there? And Justin has done a lot of research and read a lot of books and stuff, but I mean, and it's a conversation nobody wants to talk about, but like pornography is the gateway for, I would say, most offenders that end up.
It plays more of a role than you think. It plays a rather big role, actually. You know, most violent offenders, you know, who not only, how should I put this? You know, it's not that it's a difficult subject to talk about, you know, again, especially involving kids, but, you know, when somebody enjoys doing that type of stuff to a child, you have to wonder, like, okay, the psychology of that person, like, what has normalized this in that person's brain, you know? And like in a lot of the research, again, that I've read, indicates that, yeah, I mean, most offenders have extensive history of pornography consumption, and you know, a lot of like the interviews that I've read, and you know, even some of the criminal reports that I've read, like they say, yeah, well, you know, it started with a Playboy, but then that, you know, just didn't satisfy, and then it became, you know, more aggressive, more violent content, and then up and up and up and up and up, you know, however extreme you want to go, until you're finding yourself abusing a kid, and that happens all the time. So I never want to let pornography off the hook, because I don't think it deserves to be off the hook. You know, like, you have to talk about that. And again, it's an awkward conversation. It makes people feel uncomfortable, because I get it. We live in a sexualized culture. Everyone loves free pornography, whatever, these days. Like, I get it, whatever. But, you know, sorry, like, this is the reality of it, you know? So this is what it is.
A lot of it's cyclical too, right? I mean, there's a lot of people that it happened to them when they were kids, and you know, but yeah, definitely, I can see where that would, you know, I have heard, you know, a lot of the people that were caught for doing something like this, pornography was a big trigger for them, and it progressed over time from something, you know, in terms of pornography, seemingly benign, into some really dark shit, and then that they took it a step further, and you know,
and too, when you're watching porn, you don't know. I mean, a lot of the times, you're watching trafficking happen on porn. I mean, that is the reality too. You know, it's not just you know, everybody's agreeing and consensual to this. You don't know if you're watching somebody being raped, and that's the reality.
Yeah, I mean, the Pornhub case, Lila Micklethwait, you know, she wrote the book. What's the book called now? I can't remember. Oh God, sorry, it's escaping me right now. But it's on Pornhub, because they were put under the spotlight for quite a few years, and they got caught knowingly hosting real instances of child rape on their platform. and they were making money off of it. They knew it was happening. They purposefully only hired, I think it was like 8 to 15 content moderators on like in the whole company. And those content moderators are responsible for determining if what they're watching is consensual. Well, thousands, if not millions of videos are uploaded daily on to that platform on Pornhub. So it's like, how can you, with 8 to 15 content moderators, with that small number of people, how are you able to really determine if all these videos are consensual? You can't. It's impossible, But that was purposeful. It was a purposeful thing to do because they knew they understand that there's a huge market for that. They understand that there's a huge market for people to watch underage abuse, occurring so anyway, Pornhub was put under the spotlight, and I want to say I don't know if the investigation is still continuing or if they arrived at any convictions or not in that investigation. I'm not sure. I have to go back and look, but anyway, but that was a real thing that happened. So, you just have to be conscious, you just have to be cautious of what you're watching. That's all.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's always a fun conversation at Sip and Smoke. So people are like, how can I help fight human trafficking? And I'm like, don't watch porn. And they're like, wait, what? I know, right? Let's just got real awkward. Let's smoke a cigar together.
So it was settled. The case was settled, $5 million penalty and a decade and 10 years of oversight.
Just a slap on the wrist for them. $5 million's like $5.
Yeah, of course. I mean, but that's what it was. So
yeah,
I guess they got to get out of admission of wrongdoing.
Multi-billion-dollar company, I don't know.
It's just sad. I mean, back it wasn't that long ago where people would be convicted of crimes like this and they would be in a mental institution because it was deemed a mental disability, and they'd be there. But we don't have mental institutions anymore, and that goes back to our other podcast about conspiracy theories. They were systematically shut down and boarded up in the 70s and 80s, and I don't think it was just for funding. I think it was because there was a push for this, demonic, push to allow things like this to happen. And we need mental institutions now more than ever, if you ask me. And that's controversial. People might think I'm crazy for saying that, but I think you would fill them the fuck up if you started mental institutions again.
Yeah.
Brought back some 1950s and 60s thinking. They would be filled up, and that might need to happen. That might be what this country needs. And it's talking about this topic, and then there's many others that we won't get into, but I could fill them up, honestly.
Yeah.
Instead of just getting misdemeanor and getting pushed out of the courts because the jails are overcrowding, these people might need to spend a few years in a mental institution, if not the rest of their life.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Off subject slightly, but did you guys see what they're doing in Canada now?
Oh yeah, that's not what I'm talking about. This is taking it a little too far.
This is craziness. So they pulled the guy over. He recorded this happening. They pulled the guy over, and I'm giving her a chance to say what she gets, or him, or I don't know if it's a boy or girl. I can't tell, but in the background there. But
there's one of each. They're conspiring right now to let a huge frog go. Just making sure it doesn't come towards me.
So this guy got pulled over. The cops had a physician come to the site, and the physician decided that this guy.
Guys, come on.
Jeez, this is our life, guys. This is just real life right here.
Believe me, I've been there. Yep. But this physician decided that this guy was mentally unstable right there on the side of the road. He just said, he looked at the cops and said yes or something like that, and the cops just hauled him into a mental hospital.
The guy did
Oh my
nothing wrong.
God.
He did nothing wrong, but he was put on a list months before because he was having an anxiety attack or something like that at work, and so he was put on this list, and so now he got pulled over by the cops because they probably flock cameraed him, and yeah, they said you're on the list, so we're bringing out our police psychiatrist, and right on the spot, the guy's answering all the questions. He's recording with his phone, totally sane, in the right frame of mind. He wasn't panicking. He wasn't. And then they were like, "Nope, you're coming with us," and they take him to a mental institution. It's like, that's not what I'm saying. I don't think we need to go that far, but I think we do need to bring back state-sponsored mental institutions.
Well,
but not like that. Not like just letting one person get put on a list and boom, you commit a crime, and it can be considered because of mental disorder, like a lot of crimes are right now. Jail's one path, mental institution's the other, and I think we need to bring that back. I mean, I know the conspiracy part of my brain knows why they all went away in the 80s, but you know,
well, I mean, there are a couple mental hospitals here in the state of Kentucky. There's one right here in my hometown. And there are people
less than there were though.
Sure. But people are committed there involuntarily, and there are some that go there for criminal offenses because they're, criminally insane, whatever the hell. But there needs to be a third level to this where it's just like I said, Idaho. They're not, if you're, certain sex crimes against children, and you're given, a firing squad. You know what I mean? It's and that's number one. That meets out justice. I feel true justice as far as those people. As far I feel like there should be some other horrible things happen to them on the way to the firing squad.
Yeah.
But what a great deterrent, though, for everyone else that gets to watch that or hear about it.
Exactly.
You don't hear about that deterrent as much, and that's the problem.
It's just
in those countries where, the eye for an eye countries, you always hear about, you get caught stealing a Coke out of a convenience store, they might cut off a finger. That's crazy to me, but guess what? I bet you they don't get a lot of Coke stolen from that store anymore.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. I think it needs to be public hangings. So I think it needs to be the gallows. And right there in the area where it happened, you know what I mean? If they do something terrible to a child, they do it right there in that town so that child's family can see this, they can see their justice in person, and then that needs to be televised as well. So in that way, they put that message out there: hey, stop doing this shit, or this is going to happen to you.
The family should get to cut their balls off first.
I am in favor of that. I wasn't going to get that graphic just because I didn't, because of your sensibilities, you specifically. So
I'm a God-fearing woman, but at the end of the day, listen.
How about stonings? I always like town stonings.
Yeah,
that always intrigued me. Just tie them up to a stake and let everybody in the town throw rocks at them until they're dead.
Yeah.
But the package has to go first. Tie them to a tree, cut it off with a spoon. The whole package. The balls
Rusty knife,
the twig and giggleberries.
Biblical with it,
I mean. Yeah, I mean, it needs to happen. It needs to happen. It's abhorrent and it's awful. And anybody that commits these crimes against a child deserves the worst possible punishment. Not specifically a child, but commits these types of crimes, period, deserves something horrible to happen to them on the way to their impending doom. Because it's just killing them, I don't feel like is good enough. There needs to be something terrible. They need to live through terror and horror that they inflicted upon another human being before they're given the mercy of death. That's just my opinion of it.
Right.
I feel like I want to come back on and talk to you guys about conspiracies. I feel like y'all are my kind of people. And they're not conspiracies that they're true, are they?
Adam and I actually do another podcast called Spirits and Secrets, where we get drunk and we talk about conspiracy theories, going from serious stuff like this to Bigfoot, to aliens, to whatever topic we want to, whatever topic we decide. And we just
Yeah.
we'll film like a few episodes over the course of one evening, so we get progressively drunker. So by that last episode, you're hearing some shit. You're hearing everything that we think about that we don't normally say when we're sober.
She used to think I was a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs when I used to talk about the angiochrome and all that kind of stuff, and now it all came out. I'm like, oh, I was right. That and then
when the Epstein file. Listen. When the Epstein files,
I told him they were eating kids. He didn't believe me.
I went to the FBI website and all that stuff, and I poured through some of them myself, and I was like, okay, like a lot of references to pizzas and hot dogs, and a lot of
COVID for me. It was my rabbit hole, like the Alice in Wonderland that I never came back from, where I said, and I just. It for me, I was like, okay, it's all been starting to unravel, and since then, I can't unknow it or see it, and I'm like, there are too many coincidences for it to be coincidence. If like 5% of this is true, oh shoot! And I sent him the videos, and he was like, "You're just going real crazy." Da, da, da. And actually, it was a friend of mine who was a survivor that turned me on to those videos, and she had been trafficked in like witchcraft and all these different things, and she sent me these videos. She's like, this will help you like learn a little bit, and I was like, oh yeah,
the occult, the occult stuff is a whole other level, but
it's nasty.
There is truth in that. I mean, I don't know what to say, like there just is, I
mean, they've been sacrificing kids from the beginning of time,
and
they
the
never
upper
stopped.
echelons of power, this is a common practice. It just is. So
we definitely need to work out a time to get you guys on that show, because your perspective in this type of thing, I think, would be crucial in talking about the Epstein files and things like that. However, it is. It's my perspective on this particular issue, especially as it pertains to sacrifice, human sacrifice, things like that. We're in a more technologically advanced society now. Back in the day, right, when they had more frequent brushes with mysticism and the occult, like, they knew some things, and whether or not we're able to prove it with science doesn't necessarily make it untrue still to this day. And the fact that those practices existed way back when, well, humans don't tend to abandon practices, right? We like, whether or not it's true or whatever, you can find somebody out there that's still using a manual lawnmower. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, even though we've got gas-powered lawnmowers and electric lawnmowers, there's still somebody out there using
someone
it. So,
with
like,
a push mower somewhere,
Right. Yeah. And they see the value in that manual lawnmower over something that's gas-powered, and not even just necessarily about the price of gas or the price to charge a battery. But there's something else there that they know, like it does a better job, whatever the hell it may be. My point is that people aren't going to abandon practices in magic and mysticism, and that's obviously evidenced by the fact that you've got a friend that was trafficked in witchcraft and whatever. But it may not be a value to our lives, but there's definitely some there's some value in that knowledge, I suppose, and there's a reason why people still do these things. And if it had, if there was any reason for people to know about these things back then, there's still a reason why we should know about them today. And the three major religious books, the Bible, the Torah, the Quran, they all, now I've got my personal beliefs in the Bible, but all three of those books warned against divination and witchcraft and things like that. There's a reason for it. And so, that's still a very real thing, especially within the realm of human trafficking, because some of these people aren't being shipped off to be sex objects, things like that. Some of them are being sacrificed. And just like with the Epstein files, I first heard about adrenochrome 25 years ago. I was listening to Alex Jones, and he was talking about it back then. And a lot of what he says is absolute insanity. And a lot of what he says, that same insanity ends up being true in some way or another. Now, you know, the whole lawsuit against him with the Sandy Hook situation.
Right.
You know, I think he should have kept his mouth shut right then. That was the wrong thing to say at the wrong time. But a lot of what he says has turned out to be good information. And the adrenochrome situation,
he's been right about a lot of things. Yeah.
He has. He really has. And that is a nasty, nasty one, because for our listeners who may not know what that is, basically they scare the shit out of a child, a baby or a small child, so that all that adrenaline rushes into the bloodstream, and then they kill the child, drain the blood, and they get that. It's a drug where they drink the blood, and it's got this adrenaline in there. And it's so, and I actually heard something about Justin Bieber recently, who apparently admitted something to his prayer group at church. And I don't know if this is true, but the story goes that he was taken to a party, and in a room at this party, there were men sitting around drinking red liquid, and he looked over and there was a baby that they had killed very slowly. So in that way they could extend the terror over time while they cut and just did all these terrible things, and they were drinking the blood and laughing about it. And they told him that if he didn't join their little club, that his child, who was gestating at the time, that they hadn't announced yet, but these men knew about it, his child would turn out exactly the same way as that baby that was there in the room with him. And you know, whether or not that's true, that's a pretty fantastical story to make up, even if it's not true. But the point is that shit does exist. It does exist. And
a
it's
lot
terrifying.
of times they'll put it right out there in front of you, and because it sounds so wild, people won't believe it. But it's just like, yeah, well, they're not. You know, they gotta tell you.
There you go.
It's part of like their whole ritual things. They have to tell you what's going on, and they'll do it through entertainment and through music and through all the things. And then we just go, "Oh, that's crazy."
No, I mean, I believe
Moving on.
I think that's why they dumped the Epstein files the way they did. I mean, there's millions of files. Millions.
Yeah.
How can anyone pour through millions? How can anyone do that? You know what I mean? It would take forever to do that. It'd take years, you know, to really go through them all and try to organize them.
Depends on how fast you read.
Well, you know, I guess you have AI for those things now. Maybe you can expedite the process.
I was going to say, you just gave me a good idea. I'll build a small AI to parse that for us.
Yeah, but my point is, like, I think that was intentional. It was like 3 million documents or some shit. And it's like, I think that was a way to honestly overwhelm you, you know, with the whole thing, to the point where you just kind of give up, you know? You're just like, okay, I'm done, you know?
Yeah. The thing though is that there's enough of us out here that if we really just lost our shit, like if as many people organized over this and collectively lost their minds as they did over the George Floyd situation,
right,
we'd have an answer tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know, not to trivialize or minimize it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, no matter what side of the argument you land on, I don't want to trivialize or minimize the life of a human being in George Floyd, but this is one person versus millions of people.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And like nothing, of course, I don't want to trivialize, marginalize that either. My whole point is it's amazing that you didn't see any riots, you know, when the stuff came out. It's amazing that you didn't see anything when the Epstein stuff got released. Nothing. It's like for children, it's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, anyway.
It's to the point where it's just, we're so desensitized, where it was like, we knew we would never find out. They told us we were going to find out. We were going to know what was in these files. They told us, yes, we're going to release them, but we just knew deep down we would never know the truth. And so when we didn't find out the truth, we were just like, yeah, we knew that. And it was just like, we're just so defeated. You know, and it's a mentality that needs to be changed in America. We got to stop being okay with just being defeated. We need to, you know, stand up, you know, and this.
Well, and I think it was a test too to see how people would react, and people like for them to test, like, hey, is there gonna be an upheaval about it? Is there gonna be a revolt? And there's not, and they're like, oh, okay, cool. So we've
next thing you know, flock cameras.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
okay, well, speaking of kids, I gotta get my kid to bed. So I hope you guys are still talking when I'm done, because it's gonna be very fast. But
I'm sure
if
we
I
will.
don't some reason, I would love to hang out again, and I'll grow my beard out next time.
Please don't. Please don't.
Or I'll get a fake one, and I'll.
There you go.
It's been a pleasure, and hopefully I'll get back on here.
Thank you for
I'm
your
sure we'll
time.
be here.
The conspiracy, it ain't conspiracy, but it's true.
No, I know.
It's
Well,
conspiracy.
there are conspiracies. Like there are real. I hate that term conspiracy theories. You know what I mean?
Well,
because it's like there are conspiracies. What is a conspiracy? It's like something or somebody is planning something behind closed doors, concealing something.
Three or more people, I think, is the actual definition. Yeah.
It's like that happens in my work. Like, what are you talking about? Like conspiracies are all the time. You know what I mean? Anyway.
Yeah. What were we just talking about before she said she had to go? There was something I was going to say, and I don't.
Just being desensitized. I was just saying how completely with COVID, with Epstein files, just
that's what it was.
Back to back, desensitization. You know the word I'm trying to say.
Desensitization.
There you go. And it's got to be a program that probably has guidelines that are written out on paper somewhere, because that's exactly what's happening.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I think that's why COVID, and I do think COVID was manufactured and released, and that's why it was to test our to test how susceptible we were to what's the word I'm looking for? To basically just doing what we were told, right? Just do what you're told. And then that was the first, like that, at least of my lifetime, that was the biggest social experiment was COVID. And then now they're starting to release the Epstein files, the UFO files, all this shit. And basically everybody's just sitting around going, whatever. They wanted to see how, how willing we were to just sit by and do nothing. The problem, and what they've really done is they fomented a lot of divide between the races, and that's basically become the new opiate of the masses is racism and transgenderism, and so they're using that as a way to keep us divided and keep our eyes off the things that matter, like the Epstein files and human trafficking and things like that, because that doesn't play to their agenda. Their agenda is to basically ruin us and enslave us as an entire civilization, not just a nation, but just an entire civilization. And this is one way that they would use the slaves, honestly. And they want us to be complacent in the face of all this shit.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a global problem. I mean, you see the paid mass migrations in the European countries. Those people aren't just organizing themselves to cross borders and infiltrate these European countries. It's being organized by another group, and they're all being paid very well to pick up their lives and infiltrate these countries that have open borders. And it's past an experiment at this point. Like you said, it's to a greater agenda, and it's got to stop. I mean, it's going to be a sad world to live in if we just all sit back and wait till it comes to our little hometown, because you see it on the news all over and it's disgusting. And then, but like you said, like I said, you're desensitized. You're just like, well, as long as it doesn't happen to me, as long as it doesn't change my experience, and it hasn't yet, except from what I see on the news. But eventually, terror will overtake everything, and that's what they want.
Well, a good use case would be Africa, right? Like, I mean, forget about what continent I'm talking about, and let's just talk about the fact that there are more slaves of all kinds on the planet in a specific place on the planet right now than there ever than all the rest of the slaves in human history that we know of. Like, there are millions of people that are enslaved there right now, and it's terrible. They use them for all kinds of horrible things, not just labor. So let's forget the term slave as it relates to slave labor and think about what it actually means. It's you're as a slave, you are used and you belong to another human being. It's abhorrent. It's terrible. It's awful.
It is. But while this is incredibly important to talk about and bring awareness to, still want to hear more about some cigars. So if we could change topics to a little lighter subject.
I was trying to think of a good transition to it, because obviously it needs to be said. It needs to
it's
be
good
put out there.
Good conversation that
Yeah, I love these conversations, by the way. Like, I think
can,
they're fun and fascinating, but they need to be had too. Like, I wish more people would talk about these things.
And we can get back to it, but I definitely want to talk about this Freedom Fighter cigar that we're talking.
Yes.
I'm almost done. So
we are a cigar company. We're not,
I literally just finished it. I got down to.
How'd you guys like it?
Fantastic, man.
I got down to that little bit there before I started burning myself. Do you want to tell us a little bit about this cigar?
Absolutely. So Freedom Fighter is a Brazilian Matafina wrapper, Ecuadorian binder, fillers, all from Nicaragua. Box press, 6x54. And man, I'd say it's definitely a medium to full for sure. Some people would classify it more on the fuller side. I personally, because palates are so subjective, but I think it's more on the medium to full side for me. But I like that. Notes of leather, from what I get anyway, leather, orange peel, some good espresso earthy notes in there as well. Man, it's a very complex cigar. This took us over a year to blend, so a lot of cigar companies out there, they'll just pull blends off a shelf, that have been there for however long, and they stick a band on it. That's not what we do. We've never done that. And it's, I'd say this is our flagship brand, or our flagship line for sure is a Freedom Fighter. It's the profile, image on our Instagram page. We just want the Freedom Fighter, image displayed. Even though we're Chaffiot Collection, we want the Freedom Fighter out there. So it's like, that's, what we stand for. That's who we are. So.
Yeah, no, I agree with your notes. I've been writing them down as I go. I wrote down medium plus, earthy, citrus, cinnamon on the finish. In the final third, I was getting some cinnamon notes, which is
perfect.
fantastic.
I love the spice.
Yeah, I love getting that
you
spice.
Guys, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but do you guys retrohale at all? Do you guys retrohale cigars?
Yeah.
So
on the retro, for me, especially towards the end, it was a lot of like this. It's a weird note, like a burnt, toasted, chocolatey, like mocha note.
Mocha.
With that, like
mocha's a good description.
Cinnamon's a good one, but I was getting like this like bacon spice stuff. But I'm glad you both said like citrusy notes, because I didn't know if it was coming from the brandy, because I went from brandy to a rye back to the brandy. I was getting a lot of like fruity, citrusy notes, and I didn't know if it was coming from those two or not. But those notes with the with that like toasted aspect of it that I was getting, like I say burnt, but it's not like you put
toasty.
It's not like you put the bread in the toaster and forgot all about it. It's like right on that cusp of the good
burnt marshmallow. That char that you peel off the
there you go.
Fire.
There you go.
I was.
But I like that.
I
like that.
Like I said, this is going to be right up your alley whenever you find that cigar out.
I switched up to this Chat single barrel rye, which I get some citrus notes off of. So I thought I was getting it from this as well, because I didn't get those citrus notes until like the second, third. So I had to stop sipping and take a couple pulls off of it. But no, there is a definite citrus note from the cigar, which is fantastic, which is awesome, because that's not super common to find the citrus notes in the cigars, for me at least, which I really like. But I mean, construction, draw, perfect. Medium plus for me. Burn line was fantastic. Never went out, even though we got onto some crazy topics where I was neglecting the cigar. It got light where I had to touch up, but it never went out on me. So I'm super pleased with it.
Yeah,
I'm definitely looking forward to that burnt marshmallow. Jerry's right. That's going to be up my alley for sure. I'm a very big fan of cigar and bourbon pairings that give me any kind of s'more.
I would say not to interrupt, but I would say go rye with this one. I started out with bourbon, more sweeter, especially the redwood is a very sweet bourbon on my palate. And it played
I
well
went with the minor case rye,
oh, there you go.
which is a little less sweet.
but that's more herbally, and that probably goes good with that citrus and the dark notes too.
Okay,
I got to get more into ryes, man.
Yeah,
push me to it.
That'd be a good one. That's more herbal rye too. That's a good one.
I'll go ahead with it. So yeah.
As we're talking about pairings, have you found a good pairing with the Freedom Fighter or any of them in your lineup?
Yeah, what do you pair with? Not to cut you off, Jerry, but do you pair with whiskey, with wine you talked about earlier, coffee? Like, what is your go-to pairing?
Yeah. No, man. Again, because palates are so personal. I mean, for me, I mean, I love. Honest to God, my favorite is coffee and a cigar in the morning. Like, I love a good strong espresso or cappuccino in the morning. You know, that's what I dig with the Freedom Fighter. I'm not that experienced in the bourbon world, to be honest with you. So I've been, trying different bourbons, here and there, to try to pair well with this. I believe it or not, I have more of a tequila background than I do a bourbon background. But
tequila.
But I'm into bourbon though, man. It's great. I feel like I kind of missed the wave because I know the bourbon's been like a big deal for a while now. But
this is probably the best time to get into it since that
wave,
that bubble's starting to pop.
Yeah, you can get on that second little ripple that comes behind where everything's cheaper now, so you can get some really
but it's nice
and more available.
Yeah, more available. Prices are
more available. There you go.
Yep.
Yeah, so I was more of an extra añejo, tequila kind of guy. I mean, it's I don't know if you ever had extra añejos, but it's dark. I mean, it looks like a bourbon. Yeah. The type of tequila that I would like, like El Padrino and Cazul, some amazing extra añejos. Very molasses, very oaky, a little bit of pepper in there. But anyway, but yeah, for the Freedom Fighter, I love a good espresso, cappuccino. If you're not like a alcohol drinker, I love honestly, cream soda or root beer I've had with it, I think pairs really, really well, if you like that.
Yeah.
As far as trying to think, man.
I could definitely see some tequilas working well with this Freedom Fighter.
I used to drink it all the time, man, with this. Yeah.
With that agave citrusy notes that I get off a lot of them.
Oh, yeah. To me, that was like one of my favorite pairings.
That citrus and spice from this cigar would definitely pair. I mean, it would go good with rum too. Just a really good rum.
That too.
Have you ever had El Tesoro extra añejo?
No, I haven't had that.
Have it.
Pretty good. Okay.
Have it. It's good. It's really fucking good. Yeah.
Send me a message on Instagram so I remember. I want to try it. But
it's a bit on the expensive side. I bought it at $140, I think, when I bought $145, but it's gone up to close to $200 around here. But this is Kentucky, so but it's really good. But yeah, I'm definitely down with the cigar that I can pair with both a bourbon and a tequila. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, man. Absolutely. Believe it or not, too, man, Ron White, the comedian Ron White, I just tried his tequila for shit.
That's good shit.
Number one, the extra añejo is actually pretty damn good, man.
It's really
I'm not
good.
just saying that because he's funny and whatever. He's a funny comedian, but this tequila, man, actually has some balls. Seriously. It's a great tequila.
His business partner was up here and had some set out on the table at Total Wine, and I got to try them all, and they're fantastic.
Really?
It's
yeah,
really
man.
Good.
Yeah. I'm always cautious of that stuff because I feel like it's celebrities and whatever, so.
It's going to be better. Yeah. And 4 or 5 years ago, you could just pass it. Yeah. But now the celebrities have read the articles about, these other celebrities getting just completely made fun of for just put their name on crap product.
Yeah.
A lot of them are taking the time to actually pick a product they like, do the work, do the tastings. And there's been some celebrity whiskeys and other products that we've had in the last year or so that have been fantastic.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's completely different than 5 years ago. 5 years ago, you could say every celebrity that put their name on a bottle, it was shit in a bottle because it was the distilleries just trying to
sell it
give
with their
you
name.
crap and put the
Money,
name on
you
their
know?
crap so
Yeah.
that they could sell their crap. And
Right.
you know,
Right.
and it's completely turned around where probably I'd say at least 6 to 7 out of 10 celebrity products are really good. There's still a lot that are just money grabs, but
Right.
they're worth trying
They're starting to
now,
get up
where
there.
they were just
For
shelved
now.
out before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some of those
Good point.
shitty ones from back in the day were they've come along too, like the Duke, right? The first release of the Duke with the silver label and the silhouette of John Wayne was awful, absolute swill, and it's gotten much better. They've really put in the work to make it better. So that's but Ron White. So you got to think as far as Ron White goes, like a lot of these people, like Darius Rucker, he put out some shit that was just awful.
Really?
And
one of the worst things you ever taste.
Yeah.
Was it a bourbon or what was it?
It wasn't anything. It was a grain neutral spirit, I think.
Yeah,
it was supposed to be a bourbon.
It was a whiskey.
Yeah, it was
a whiskey.
Bad.
You wouldn't
really
wouldn't taste it in a blind and say it was a whiskey. You would say, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Wow. Yeah.
But Ron White. I've never seen Darius Rucker with a drink in his hand personally, and as many times as I've seen Ron White, which
he's always got a cocktail in his hand. Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
So that's if he's gonna drink it and put his name on, it's probably gonna be right. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's gonna be pretty damn good, So and it is. It's really
good point. Good
Yeah,
point.
we just recently did a country music artist, celebrity, if you want to call them, little showdown. We had 4 different country music artists bourbons and put them together or next to each other, and all 4 of them were great.
They were.
Really.
We had Riley Green, Dierks Bentley,
Alan Jackson,
and
I always forget
Eric Church.
And all of them were really good.
All of them were by. And I think there was 2 that stood out for all of us out of the 4. I think we both had 1, 2 of one.
Alan Jackson's Silver Belly was amazing.
Yeah, that was the one I think
and
2 of us liked the most, and then the Dierks Bentley one I think was the other one.
Is really good.
Yeah. So with surprisingly, with
and
both
the Eric
of them,
Church one was really good.
Dierks Bentley, if I remember, he was row 94, right?
Row 94, yep.
Yeah, so he's actually going to the distillery and trying the barrels and making his blend. He's the one going. He said he spent like months just going to the distillery, drinking and making blends, this and that.
And I know Eric Church did the same thing.
then
Eric Church has picked Jack Daniels barrels in the past. He wrote a song called Jack Daniels.
Really?
Like, I mean, they're whiskey fans. So.
And then
nice.
She's back.
Get a song. Come on now.
And then for the Alan Jackson one, he obviously wasn't the one doing the tasting, but what was it? His daughter?
I think it was his 2
was
daughters or 1 daughter, but they he picked a team that he trusted to make sure that it was a good product that he was
really
on. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
He's having some health issues, so he can't go and do things like he just did his last tour, and it is his last tour for real because he's.
Is it really?
I think it's similar to what Bruce Willis has, if I remember correctly. Like he will slowly forget everything and or not slowly forget, but like Bruce Willis is going to lose the ability to talk. I can't
motor
remember
function.
But at any rate, that was really good though. The Alan Jackson,
Silver Belly.
Yeah, Silver Belly. It's called Silver Belly. Silver Belly.
Yep.
Silver Belly. Okay.
And they do like a low proof one and a higher proof one. There's a 3 I think in their expression.
Yeah, I think they had a low proof one, like 100 proof, give or take, and then they're 115 or something like that.
Yeah,
115. Damn. Okay.
Well, I just
really good.
I said it, so I had to try it because when I mentioned rum, I just grabbed the old line single malt cast finish Caribbean rum at 65% with the very last of this final third.
How's
Fantastic!
That?
This might
really.
It might be better than
I meant to bring a rum out here and I didn't.
I get the citrus notes are still there, but I'm getting like a sugar cookie note off the cigar after drinking this rum. to the cigar, which
Okay.
is fantastic.
Not mad at that.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Are you guys enjoying the cigars?
Oh,
Not
absolutely.
to you,
Yeah.
because you couldn't. Oh,
Yeah.
you are okay. Good.
Yeah, we were just talking about we've tried it with the bourbon. I tried it with the citrus rye. Jerry tried it with the floral rye. Now I'm on to a high proof rum. Seeing where it's at, because we were just talking about, he was just saying he likes maybe with coffee or stuff like so. It changes, and we all know it changes your experience with what you're drinking, with what you're smoking. And there you go. That's Traveler Full Proof. So that's Chris Stapleton's, which is fantastic as well. That's Buffalo Trace product, and that's
we're all talking about these like celebrity spirits and stuff.
Yeah.
And he was saying 5 years ago it used to be crap, and now a lot of them are really, really good.
Yeah.
So you got to try them, because I mentioned Ron White tequila was really, really good.
Oh, yeah.
One of my favorite pairings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The standard Traveler is that's one that you can drink, and that's I feel like that could be a good introductory whiskey. I would rather it not be somebody's introduction to bourbon, but it could be a good introductory whiskey. Was it 90 proof, I think, but this is 120.
$35. Yeah, that
Yeah,
one is much better.
This is 125 proof, and it is. Now, as a bourbon drinker, I've been drinking bourbon since I was 19. I don't know how old you guys are. I know how old Jerry and Paul are, but I'm 43. I've been drinking.
37.
Okay, so I've been
I'll be
drinking.
45 this year.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. I was gonna say 21.
Thank you.
Yeah, I started drinking bourbon when I was 19, and I never looked back. So that's a long fucking time, right? That's 24 years I've been drinking bourbon. At this point, I like my whiskeys to have a higher proof. And my tequilas, I like the higher proof, anything that I can find higher proof tequila. Higher proof is better for me. So this is 125 proof, like I said, so it might be outside of a few people's wheelhouse, but it is pretty fucking good, especially as far as celebrity whiskeys go. So to let her in on the conversation we were having, that's what that was. So if you guys find it, I highly suggest getting it. The higher the proof, the drunker you get when you mix it. So if you're a mixer, go ahead and get the higher proof stuff.
I just like it straight.
Well, there you go. I'm the same way, but Jerry sent me a rum that I had never had, and then I found out that I could get it here in Kentucky, and you guys definitely have access to it in Florida. It's called OFTD, or it's a Plantaray OFTD. 138 proof, I think.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Change, I think.
Hair on your chest.
you put that bad boy in a glass with some ice and some Coke, and it is Christmas in summer. No kidding. It is
Really?
absolutely. Oh, it's incredible.
It's
The name goes
Holy
down
shit.
to ODFT, is that what you said?
OFTD,
OFTD
and it's like
What does that
$40
stand?
for a liter bottle too.
for a liter.
But it's
Really?
delicious.
Oh, it's
Delicious.
amazing.
It's high proof, so if your palate's not adjusted to what they call over 140 proof, they call hazmat, because it can't it can't legally fly on a plane because it could
Oh, yeah.
so 140 proof and above is hazmat. Theirs is like just under 139. It's like 138 and change, I think. But it's like $38. You can get it at your Total Swine for a liter bottle, and it's fantastic on its own. But it's high enough proof where you can mix it with
It's fantastic
soda,
in
and it
cocktails.
still holds the flavor, because you can't mix an 80 proof spirit.
Yeah.
Whatever
Yeah.
you mix it with is just going to overpower it.
Mm.
So
Right.
you mix that, and like Adam said, it's Christmas. It's citrusy.
Well, what do you like to
baking
mix it with?
Coke, Dr. Pepper. Yeah, just a darker cola type of spirit.
Okay.
Because then you get all those. You get it's like Christmas in a glass. I mean, it's baking spices,
Now-
citrus. It's fantastic.
I'm going to give
I
you a
like
suggestion.
Christmas.
I'm going to piss Paul off in doing so, but if you mix it with a Mexican Coke in the glass
Okay.
bottle and the
We're
cane
American
sugar,
only. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm telling you,
I
it's a
understand.
different world.
Mexican Coke is healthier, but it doesn't taste as good.
I disagree. I disagree in all the ways. And here's why I disagree, Paul. My grandfather, when I grew up, my grandfather ran the Coke plant here in my home, where I live. He ran a Coke plant in Cincinnati. He ran one in Mobile, Alabama. During the '92 Dream Team, '92 Olympics, I was watching the Dream Team in Mobile, Alabama. My grandfather was running the Coke plant there. That was back during glass bottles of old formula. And you guys are in your 30s, like you said. Paul will remember this.
Oh yeah.
Jerry's also in his mid 30s. The old formula with the glass bottles, they were about this tall. They were fucking incredible. It was the best Coke that's ever been made. And that's the closest that I've been able to find to that. It's not the same, but it's the
Is
closest
that because they
to.
used to still have cocaine in it? Didn't they?
I think you gotta go a little bit farther back.
I'm not that old. I'm not that old.
No,
Thank you very little.
Little glass bottle. You gotta get this little one.
They use cane sugar, not corn sugar, and that's why it's healthier for you, I guess. But
Corn
you
syrup.
give me a nice aluminum can of Coke from the supermarket right now, and
I'll drink it. I'll drink it.
That.
I'm just saying that if you mix the OFTD with the Mexican Coke, it's a whole other level than just, which is also delicious.
Peak Coke, though, this may be controversial, but the best Coca-Cola product that you can buy in the United States right now
McDonald's.
is Diet Coke from McDonald's. Peak Coke product.
I'm more of a Pepsi girl,
Really?
Diet Pepsi.
Oh, no.
Or Diet Dr. Pepper.
I don't know if we can
Now,
Pepsi. Pepsi. Dr. Pepper. Now that's another story. We can bond over
Dr. Pepper is my shit.
That's Adam's wheelhouse.
Oh,
I'll
yes.
shut up and let him talk about Dr. Pepper.
I keep
enough,
Dr.
there's
Pepper
just-
in my house. Almost exclusively.
Funny enough, there's
Dr.
just not
Pepper.
a lot of women that drink bourbon and smoke cigars. So mostly I'm
There
hanging
you
out with the dudes, and I'm all right with that.
I'm a blessed
fine.
man.
That's fine.
I'm a blessed man.
I order an old fashioned or whiskey at the bar. My girls are getting vodka, whatever. I'm like, oh shit.
I love Dr. Pepper. I love it. My grandfather, when he retired, he went to work for a liquor manufacturer in Indiana, which is now called MGP. At the time, it was a Seagram's factory. And then what lured him away from there was a Pepsi plant. He retired from Pepsi as well. I'm a big Star Wars fan. They had the Star Wars cans back in the day. He got me the whole set, which included 2 gold Yodas and 1 Destiny can, which is the only one printed in color on a can. And it was Anakin as a boy with Darth Vader standing behind him. It was really cool.
That's not worth something.
Pretty cool.
It's gone now. They all burst because I didn't let the liquid out, so the acid from all the drinks ate through the cans. I lost them in a flood anyway, but the ones that were still there were fucked. Still, my point is, I drank a lot of Pepsi because he worked for Pepsi. He brought it home. I drank a lot of Coke. He brought that home. He brought me home a whole lot of Dr. Pepper. And I got to say, out of all of them, Dr. Pepper is the superior.
Yeah,
superior
for
drink.
sure.
It's amazing.
Now we're not like I'm not into Star Wars, but he has recently got me into Lord of the Rings. How do you guys feel about Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
Okay, because like that was a big thing.
So-
Our summer last year, we watched them all with our 8-year-old, and
Amazing.
6-year-old. Fun.
Oh, he was 6 at the time. Yeah, it was against my better judgment, but I mean,
I was like,
who am
he's
I?
6. He's ready.
There's orcs
Oh,
though.
amazing movies.
Yeah.
Amazing movies. So one thing that you'll find, most metalheads are huge fucking nerds.
Yep.
We are. Lord of the Rings, Conan the Barbarian.
I love them.
Comic books or graphic novels, I should say.
The newest, the He-Man movie that just came out was
I haven't seen it yet.
Masterpiece. Oh, it's a masterpiece.
I gotta watch it. I'm gonna
incredible.
watch it tonight.
Oh, great.
It's
Thank you.
incredible.
Now we watching that later.
Hold on just a second.
Oh, he's got to get you. I haven't seen it yet either, and I'm a huge fan.
Yes, that's
That's
awesome.
That's my popcorn bucket from the movie.
That's
Uh,
classic.
and then this opens up to hold your candy, but I can't get it open. And then
That's
here's
so
my.
good.
This is a beer stein.
Gosh, you.
That is.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I gotta meet you guys in person so we can just hang out and drink together. I already met Jerry in person, but we didn't know that much about each other. We need to do it again. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is real. This is ceramic. This is pewter, just like all the rest of my beer steins. So yeah, it was amazing. You got to see it.
Well, you have found your people, Justin. These are your people.
They can be your people too, Crystal.
I know, but I'm probably never going to be Metalhead. I'm definitely not into graphic novels, and there's a few things. I mean, I can converse, but as far as like tribal sense, I feel like these are your people.
I feel like so too.
And I will be association station, but I'm not. I can't fake funk. I'm not gonna support. I can support. I can appreciate.
There you go.
But it doesn't move me in the same way.
Maybe you just haven't found the right thing. Like, you'll listen to one song and all of a sudden won't make sense.
Maybe there's still hope.
We just haven't found it yet.
Maybe there's still hope.
Yeah.
Have you guys talked to the Smokers Abbey up here yet in Jacksonville?
No. Okay. Well, yeah.
Well,
We were at the Sleeping Giant show with Loyal. So Loyal came out and
we actually picked him up and brought him to the show.
Yeah, that was fun. So we hung out and we're slacking on that so bad. So
you guys got to do a cut and light up here.
I need to call Molly. It's actually my fault.
Yeah. It is
actually completely my fault.
So the wives, Loyal's wife and Crystal are supposed to talk, and but yeah, we're trying to get that on the books, and I'm sure we will at some point. So, but Loyal's a great guy, though.
Yeah,
man.
It's like
he was in a pit hard too.
It's like 5 minutes from my work, so it's one of those good things and bad things. Like on my way home.
Oh yeah, because you're always there.
He's a cool dude. He is fun to talk to. I mean, we didn't have that much time because then we kind of had dinner together. But he's a really cool dude, and
yeah,
my son thinks he wants to live in Jacksonville, though he's never been. So I'm like, all right, well, we got to take you to Jacksonville. Cool. We'll bring a babysitter and spend the weekend and hopefully get a cut and light and all the things.
Yeah. But me, him, and Aldi hung out during their grand opening. Aldi drove down. I walked in, and he's just sitting there. I was like, "The fuck are you doing here? Like, you should have said something."
Yeah.
You were supposed
to. He's like, I wasn't expecting to come down until last night, and then I woke up at like 4 a.m. and drove the 4 hours or whatever it was, and I was like, "Oh, thanks."
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, well, hopefully we'll be seeing you soon because
he's a great guy and it's a great shop they got there right now.
Oh, I know, it looks
I'm
beautiful.
Happy for them. That's
great.
I'm
really happy for him too. Yeah, you got to call.
I know. I'll do it tomorrow. Write it on my list.
I'll stop in to tell them that.
Yes, tell me said hi, and I gotta get these kids back in school. They just, it's amazing how they just take your list and just go, you're not doing that today. You're gonna play cats with me, and it's like, it's hard being a good mom. I wish I was a shitty mom. I was just like, go freaking watch TV while I do all the stuff I need to do. Like,
she is a great mom.
Can you leave me alone so I can think for 5 minutes now? Okay.
Jay, what cigar are you smoking right now?
The Hear No Evil.
Hear No Evil?
Yeah, I figured I'd go something a little bit lighter.
A little lighter, yeah. That's definitely our lightest one.
Do you want to talk about the No Evil line real quick?
Yeah, No Evil line for sure. Yeah. So, I mean, the concept was kind of cool. So, like, we have a family-owned business, in my, my real job, my full job, my day job. And I walked into one of the offices and of my boss, and he had the three skulls there. The hear, see, speak. The three monkeys. He has like a statue of the three monkeys in his office, And I walked in there, I looked at it, I'm like, that would be a really cool branding concept, for cigars. Of course, you have to make it skulls, so it's more metal, You can't just have like monkey faces on there. But anyway, so I saw that, I was like, cool, this is gonna be great. And I researched the meaning of it, and from what I gathered, there were like 3 different meanings behind the skulls. So from my research, I found that like the first meaning has to do, which is more of like a religious, maybe a more Christian meaning. It's like, you know, guard your mouth, guard your eyes, guard your ears from intaking, you know, bad things, evil things, you know, like make sure you guard what you put in, right? So that was the first one. And then the second one was like a criminal code of silence. So like think like Goodfellas or Sopranos. Like I don't know nothing. I didn't see anything. I don't hear anything. I don't know nothing. Right. It's like the criminal code of silence. So that was kind of cool. But anyway, but the third meaning was what really struck me as far as being relevant towards the whole anti-trafficking mission, which was man has such a proclivity to not confront things. You know, if we hear sounds or cries for help, do we address them or do we ignore them? You know, if we see, you know, an act of injustice, do we confront it or do we just ignore it and walk away? You know what I mean?
So now we record it.
Huh?
Yeah.
Now we record it.
Yeah, now we record it. There, yeah, true.
But we don't intervene. We just record. Unfortunately.
Yeah, we just record, which is it's gross, right? Like we should do something, you know. So anyway, at the time, and that was like in 2020, I think, was when that really hit me. So I'm like, we have to do this. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. We want to communicate that message, right? For the anti-trafficking stuff. So yeah, we did a San Andreas for See No Evil, Mexican San Andreas wrapper, binder and filler from Nicaragua, S3E5, Condega, and Jalapa, you know, fillers in there. And then we got Speak No Evil is an Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper, you know, binder from Nicaragua, filler from Nicaragua. And then we have Hear No Evil, which is the African Cameroon, which, by the way, most Cameroon cigars that are made is typically Cameroon seed that's grown in Ecuador. This seed is actually grown in Cameroon. Like, so it is authentic to Cameroon. So you're getting true authentic Cameroon wrapper, binder and filler off from Nicaragua. Yeah, so we spent, you know, a good chunk of time, man, blending those cigars and yeah, and that's what we're doing with that. So.
I mean, the crazy thing is our manufacturer was wild enough to let us, who were ordering very small quantities at the time. I mean, at this time I was pregnant and putting bands on cigars by hand. I mean, that's how, like, dating back to the beginning, but he was wild enough to like let him really thoroughly go through the blending process and, like, you know, say, hey, can we tweak this? Can we do that? And that's like unheard of. Like most people be like, pick one off the
shelf.
For
the quantities that we were
ordering,
on,
you know,
but we didn't have the money or the capacity to use them out there. Cool. So that was really, really cool.
Yeah.
You know, that was really, really cool. And yeah, as far as notes go, you know, I think San Andreas, you're going to get the classic San Andreas flavors, right? From, you know, you're going to get the dark chocolate, you're going to get the espresso. In my opinion, I taste like kind of graham crackery notes, you know, with San Andreas. I think with Speak No Evil, you're going to get more of cashews. It's very nutty, maybe some cinnamon components as well. I think with Cameroon, I don't know. You tell me, Jerry, what you're thinking. This is just me, but it's more. I get a little bit. I definitely get some spice. I get a little bit of citrusy components in that cigar as well. I don't know why, but I do. Just natural tobacco sweetness, I'd say, you know, comes out from that cigar. Anyway.
Yeah, you said cashew for the Speak No Evil?
Yeah.
I get a little bit of that, like, cashew almond
you get
sweetness.
Some of that nuttiness from the Hear
like
No Evil?
Not even like the nutty, more of like that sweetness from those, like, those nuts on this. There's definitely a little bit of spice, but it's not like overpowering. Like, I don't want to say overpower. Like the Freedom Fighter had a nice, like, bold spice to it.
Right.
This one, it just kind of like lingers there.
It's mellow.
Yeah.
It's mellow. Yeah.
The three of us aren't the biggest, like, Connecticut fans, just because it's not. To me, it a lot of them are just like smoke and air, like tobacco. Like,
sure.
I want some notes to it. This has,
I agree,
just enough of that. And I'm not saying this is a mild, so this is definitely more mild, medium, maybe medium.
Right.
But it has enough of that spice and enough of those flavors to it that
enough to keep you interested.
This is this would be like my morning coffee cigar.
Right.
Like it's light enough that it's not going to kill you, but it has some good flavors to it. It has that, like I said, that creamy, nutty sweetness to it that is is great. And I have the what was the other one? The Speak Note. What was the other one? I just showed it on the camera. I had the C Note, the other one that I have. And I was gonna grab that, and I was like, I don't really want two big cigars back to back, so I wanted something a little bit lighter. And I'm glad I did it. It's a great cigar, and
cool.
I had the Speak No Evil a couple days ago.
Cool.
Just to kind of get my head right for this one, I guess. That was another great one. It's right there, that mild or that medium, maybe a touch on that medium plus. Yeah, and it has those like nutty, like toasted nuttiness notes to it. A little bit more spice aspect to it, from what I remember. I've enjoyed all of them. This is, I think, the first time I've had one. So I think I grabbed, when I saw you, I think I grabbed one of each.
I think you did,
and then a bunch of the Freedom Fighters, and then on the Dead Bull podcast.
Yeah,
I won their little giveaway at one time.
Oh, that's right.
So I got all three. So I was like, hey, I got two of them now.
Yeah.
So no, I've enjoyed every single one of them. I haven't smoked the Goldie Grace yet, but I've had a couple of the Clown cigars. And they're all fantastic. So
can't go wrong with the Clowns, man. Well, no,
shit, their new line, the Pagliaccis.
Oh yeah, dude, the Pags are great.
$7-8 a cigar is fantastic.
Easily could be a $12 stick.
Oh yeah,
easily, no problem. You know, maybe even a 13. I don't know, but easily a 12. And yeah, man, and it's amazing with that cigar because same wrapper, same binder, same filler. Only difference is that it's all Mexican San Andreas, with the purple Pagliacci, it's cured a little bit less.
Yeah.
Right? It's cured just a little bit less, so it has a little bit of a lighter color to it. That's literally the only difference. But that alone just goes to show you like how much power is in the wrapper. You know what I mean? When you smoke, because the flavors are very, very different when you smoke the cigars.
Yeah,
pretty incredible.
I was listening. They were on, I don't remember if they were on Dead Bull or if they were on I think that was, because I think they were talking about their little after show they do. They were saying smoke them back to back because you'll get the flavors for both of them. And I was like, you know what? And I did that one night, and I was like, oh, I like the what was it, the white band or whatever one. Like, I like this one. They're both good, but I like the white one. A week later, I tried them again on. I can't remember which one I smoked first and second, but I swapped them. I was like, no, that purple one's really good. So,
dude, purple one's definitely more spicy. Has a little more of a spice kick to it. I think the blue one, the blue Pagliacci, that's more. It's heavier in a sense that you get like more dark chocolate, like heavier espresso notes,
which is what I like a lot of the time.
Yeah, I like that too. It doesn't have as much spice though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the purple one, the spice one on the retro hail. Oh man, you can feel it. You know, you can definitely feel it. You know,
and I think that's what it was. I think I had the one with spice second the first time, and I'm like, this is a lot of spice on it. And then I tried that one first, and it was more tamed. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into that Goldie Grace eventually.
Oh yeah, man!
It's one of those.
Goldie Grace is like buttery croissants. That's another good one. I smoke that cigar any time of the day, but it's another good
one of those that I want to be able to sit down and actually like enjoy it, not just sit out here for 10 minutes and chief it down real quick. I want to sit there and actually enjoy it. So I'll find some time. It's just it's summer in Florida. It's just too damn hot lately.
I know, dude. I know. We're all doing it. Here I am. We're all drinking bourbon neat and smoking cigars that's hot as balls. And you're like, okay.
Well, that storm that I had roll in before we jumped on here, it was, I sent a text to the guys. It was like, I think it was 96 or something with a feel like of 103 or 106 or something. But as soon as the rain came through and stopped, it dropped it down to like 80. What are we at now? Like 86 now. It's not. Okay. For being 9 o'clock at night, it's not cool, but it feels cold. Bad. It feels cold compared to what we we're usually at. So no, it's for sure. It's a good night. And these No Evil lines, they're right at like $10 or so, aren't they?
$10. Yeah. Yep. $10 a pop. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at. I just pulled up Oak Glen, and they got 5 packs of them for $47.50. So.
There you go.
A little less than $10.
Come on.
You brought it up a minute ago. You asked what we were all smoking, and I'm smoking something different because I'm a dumbass. But it does lead me into a question that I've got for you. When you were, going through your exploration of cigars and whatnot, when you were first getting into it, what did you smoke? What were your favorites? What did you like?
Good question. I think honestly, one brand that really sticks out to me, two really, but the first one's Ortega cigars. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Ortega. In 2013, Ortega did something that I don't think has been done in the industry before their time. I think they were the first to really kind of start the whole limited cigar craze, if you will. So they produced the Wild Bunch, and in 2013, and they had a new blend come out. They made a limited amount for all the months of 2013, right? So 12 different blends. I only got my hands on a few of them. Crazy Jack was one that was like I think it was a 7 by 54 or 7 by 56, pretty big cigar. It was a Habano blend. I remember Warrior Joe, that was an Ecuadorian Sumatra. I remember, I think it was Fast Eddie. I want to say that was a Lancero. I want to say that was a San Andreas blend, if I recall correctly. You can still find some of those cigars out there in the wild today. Some of them are still out there. Get your hands on them if you can find them, because they're fucking awesome. So Ortega was one that had a huge impact on me, not just from a quality cigar, because he was blending it in the My Father factory, at the time. So those cigars are just so good. And the Series D by Ortega, oh my God, the Series D number 10, amazing. Mexican San Andreas blend again, incredible. And then I'm trying to think, Yayabo was a blend, or was a brand that was out for a while. I don't think they're around anymore, but that one had a big impact on me at the time. And just other small mom and pop. But again, this was like back in, like when I was first getting into this. Trying to think, because we moved into our house in 2017. I had started going to the shop maybe a year and a half before then. So call it, late 2015, 16. So like some of the blend or some of the brands that were there were still, they weren't as big as they are now. Like, you know what I mean? Like that was the first time I was trying Tatuaje, and the first time I was trying Espinosa, the Murcielago, when Espinosa came out of the Murcielago. Like my shop was the only lounge that had that at the time. You know what I mean? So like that cigar had a huge impact on me. The Christophs again were big back then, especially the pissed off Christoph, back in 16. I'm trying to think, man.
Yeah. In the YouTube chat, Joseph is saying the Wild Bunch was fire and the Warrior Joe was his favorite.
Yeah, Warrior Joe was great, man. The dark Ecuadorian Sumatra. I think I still may have a few of those in the newer.
Well, now, as far as that goes, excuse me, I'm a slut for a Nicaraguan. I love them. I love them. What's your favorite? I mean, do you have a favorite? Like, is there a favorite region for you? You don't just as long as it tastes good, whatever. But
I know I'm definitely Nicaragua. I'm like you, man. I'm Nicaragua all the way through. Yeah, to me, Nicaragua is the way to go. Those are all my favorite cigars when I was first starting out. That's where all the manufacturer that I've worked with, that's where he's based out of. And so Nicaragua to me is the place to be for sure. Although I haven't studied this cigar enough, and I need to, but El Septimo, they've had a cigar out of, I think it was Costa Rican tobacco that
Not
I had.
to be confused with Timu.
What's that? Yeah, not to. Yeah. But they had some Costa Rican blend, I believe, that was really, really good. I think it was what was it called? I'm so bad at remembering the shit. I apologize. It was the shit. I'm trying to remember. I have my phone on me. I'll tell you in 2 seconds. Sorry, I can't remember right now. But
all right.
That one,
bourbon's involved. So
yeah, I've been drinking wine since like 3, and now I'm having bourbon. So this is fun.
Awesome. Good.
Hold on. El Septimo. It was expensive though, but hold on. Yeah, the Salvador Dali. El Septimo, the Salvador Dali. 6.5 by 54.
Damn.
Yeah. It was a big one. And
That's a big ass cigar. Shit.
Yeah, it is. Hold on. Now I'm looking at the website. It says wrapper, undisclosed proprietary aging, binder, Habano, and Ecuador filler, DR, Ecuador, Nicaragua. Maybe there's some other websites that said Costa Rica on there, but it did say Costa Rica, I think, on a few other ones. But anyway, that cigar was really, really good. That's all I'm trying to say. But through and through, Nicaragua for sure.
Same. I'm a big fan of the Nicaraguas, like I said.
Yeah.
So last week we had our friend UK to Nashville on the show, and one of the things that he said was one thing that he hears in the UK is that the US has no cigars that are worth a shit, and there are so many companies that I can't think of a time when we've had a guest on this show from a cigar company that was from a company that was based outside of the U.S. except for it's only because they live in Brazil, Sin and the Coburns. Yes, Sin and Josh. Yeah. And that's only because they live outside of the U.S., but they are Americans. There's and that was something that he found whenever he came over here. So I don't know if you scroll through Facebook Reels or TikTok like everybody else on the planet, but he's been over here a number of times. But he came over here and really exploded in popularity because he was a Brit that came over here for the World Cup, and he started doing basically British guy tries American food type situations, and he other things as well. It's not just food, but he's a very genuine, good person, and we really enjoyed having him on. But he said that one of the things that he had always heard in the UK is that Americans don't have cigars that are worth a shit over here.
Yeah, because they hear about the embargo with Cuba and whatnot, and our relationship, and they're like, God, they don't have any cigars over there.
Yeah, he alluded to, like, what did he say, like Pakistanis and Indians coming over and buying like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of cigars because England has like the best cigar market, and everybody goes there to buy cigars. You can't get cigars anywhere else in the world, and it's like, are you fucking kidding me?
Right, like. And then he was here and he found the joy and allure of the American culture. He loves ranch. This man loves ranch like nobody has ever loved ranch.
Everyone outside of this country loves ranch for the first time when they come here and try it. So
yeah,
it's like the great connector of everyone who thinks they hate America. They come try ranch and they're like, greatest place on earth. America has ranch.
Yeah,
so great, so great.
Or barbecue, but. He found out pretty quickly because he likes cigars that we do have. So, we and there's a lot of them that are based in Florida. We got you guys, and we've got shit. I almost said Jay Mattingly. That's
You got J.C. Newman. You got West
J.C.
Tampa.
Newman. There we go. West Tampa is awesome.
You got Banff Cigars down south.
Yeah.
Shit, there's a ton around here, especially like down south with the whole the Cuban heritage down there, and in Tampa area with the heritage there.
Board City. Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
But just
And
the
there's-
availability,
I
the
mean,
availability of cigars, whether they're, you know, United States made, it just, you can get cigars, good cigars, for all over the country. Like, and he was just, they're under the impression that you can't buy cigars for good prices in America, which is crazy. Like, we know that, you know, the rest of the world sees America as, you know, a lot of places see it as a horrible place, but to say that you can't find good cigars on every fucking corner at every cigar bar, like, I mean, it's insane to think that people believe that outside of this country, but that was a real thing.
There's gas stations around here that that have humidors.
Every liquor store I go to around me has at least like a bookshelf humidor, if not a walk-in, that you can find fantastic cigars. And it's like, are you kidding me? That kind of threw us all for a loop. That's a misconception that people like coming from overseas are like, better take some cigars with us because you're not going to be able to find any in America. It's like, are you kidding me? Like, what?
I don't get that. Yeah, I don't get that. I mean, I know Cubans. I mean, and this is when I talk to people who are kind of ignorant of cigars, but are trying to dabble. You know, they automatically think that Cubans are the best. You know, and it's the forbidden fruit thing. You know what I mean? Like whatever's illegal or whatever is forbidden is, you know, the best. It has to be the best. You know, because you can't have it, and it's just bullshit. You know,
I've had a few
seed grown in the same climate, just one country over, and it's the same cigar. To be honest, I mean, you know, it is nice, special, forbidden type of deal when we can get our hands on some Cubans here, but it's like you said, it's kind of ridiculous.
I've had a few actual
in the same climate in other countries on the same longitude latitude type of deal. It's the same cigar. It's just we can't get it here, so it's big crazy expensive thing.
I've got some Cubans in my humidor right there, and they are not better than. So what I'm smoking right now is an Aganorsa leaf. It is a Nicaraguan, pretty much everything, and it's amazing. And it is 10 times better than the Cubans that I've got. And the Cubans that I've got came through a friend of mine who's from Transylvania, and his brother, whenever he came over, he's from Transylvania. Yeah, his brother, whenever he came over, brought
vampires can get anything they want, man. Vampires can get anything they want.
Yeah, right. There you go. But my point is that what I can get and it came in a nice cedar box. You know, the Aganorsa leaf cigars that I got, the box press, which I'm not a fan of box press, but these are really, really good. You know, I can get those here in America. Right now, I can order a box of them for $200 or so, whatever the hell. I can't get those Cubans here, and those Cubans are subpar compared to this cigar.
Right.
And that's all there is to it. And I'm willing to bet, based on the description that Paul and Jerry gave of your cigar, that I'm going to enjoy your cigar when I find the motherfucker a whole lot more than I enjoy those Cubans that are in my humidor right now. And,
I hope so.
Well, I'm sure that I will, but that's a big deal to me because most of the time when I'm smoking a cigar, I'm drinking bourbon, right? So the way that we all got into this podcast situation, we met through a bourbon podcast because we were all bourbon fans and bourbon drinkers and collectors. And so that's a, like, for me, I've done, I went through a program at the University of Kentucky to learn how to distill because I'm a big, big fan of bourbon. Like I love
that's
it.
Cool.
We got these podcasts that revolve around bourbon. We drink bourbon whenever we record Spirits and Secrets, whenever we record this podcast. So having that pairing with those cigars is crucial to me, because usually when I smoke a cigar, I'm drinking bourbon. And the fact that, Jerry and Paul are both like, you're going to get that burnt marshmallow s'mores note that you always like. They're right. I do like that. These guys know me very well. I've known these guys for years. We've only been around each other in person a few times, a handful of times. We spend this time with each other 3-4 hours every week on this call, and then we talk to each other daily, so they know me as well as anybody else. They know what I'm going to like, and the fact that that's the case, I'm going to like that cigar that you produced when I find it, so much more than I'm going to like those Cubans. So anybody that's going to talk shit about cigars and American cigars and the availability and whatever else, who gives a shit about Cuba? Who gives a fuck? Because there are so many other cigars that are produced by American, and Americans are known for being, bigger than life and whatever. And we like the full flavor. Me personally, I like espresso, rare state, full flavor cigars, foolproof whiskeys, all these things that have the flavor, the full flavor that's injected into it. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I want out of a cigar. I want that to, because we've had cigars on here that didn't work. We had a cigar on here that Jerry and Paul absolutely loved, and it made me sick to my stomach, and I ran out of my recording area here and went in the house and went to bed. It just didn't work. It made me upset, like my stomach. It made my stomach upset. So there are those as well, but I want my whiskey and my cigars to complement each other. And the fact that these two guys have said this cigar will complement my whiskey in a way that I'm going to enjoy, and they know that about me, speaks a lot to your cigars, because they can smoke those cigars and know, hey, I can recommend these cigars to somebody that is going to enjoy them, and I can do so with confidence. So that's cool. This speaks volumes to me.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'll tell you, I smoked that some bitch until I couldn't smoke it anymore, until it was burning my lips. The Freedom Fighter.
Yeah.
And now that you said that, Adam, the cigar we had that turned Adam's stomach was pipe tobacco cigar. Would I be a degenerate if I bought myself a pipe and I put beautiful cigar with nubs like this into a pipe?
People do it all the time.
Really?
No.
People do it all the time.
As long as there's no pipe tobacco in there.
Yeah, because I mean, I would love to smoke the rest of this little fucking half-inch, but it's burning my lips. But if I had a pipe that I could drop it into and smoke the rest of this wonderful cigar, I would do that. So that might be something that I do. I've never heard of anybody doing that before, but Jerry, if you condone it, I'm doing it.
I've seen people do it. So that cigar that Adam was talking about was from Dunbarton. It was their Stillwell Star. I don't remember which one it was. Yeah. It
was a blue star, I think. They have a blue label. I think it was
some pipe in there.
It has some pipe tobacco in it. Very aromatic.
Yeah.
I liked it. Adam,
creamy, rich.
Definitely turned Adam's stomach. He was turning green after like 2 or 3 puffs, but me and Paul loved it.
He didn't even just put it out. He left the podcast. He was like, "You guys are on your own."
I did, and that's the thing too. The one thing you can count on as far as being a guest on this show at least, there's 3 of us here, and none of us are the type to blow smoke up your ass. But the one that's least likely to blow smoke up your ass and tell you exactly what they think is this guy right here.
I can imagine. And
that being I'm already excited just by the fact that these guys have recommended it to me and said you're going to enjoy
it. It's a good challenge, especially because you said earlier that you don't really care for box press cigars. So this is a box press cigar. So,
right, exactly. It has to
if
be.
If you like this cigar, then I'm going to feel real honored. So
I just don't like the way it feels.
Yeah.
Right, like when I'm holding it, it's great because it's perfect between your fingers here, but when I'm hitting it, it's not. I don't like the way that it feels, and I don't know why. I just don't. But
fair enough.
That's the truth of the matter.
Some people don't. That's fine. Yeah.
But and at the same time, it's also weird because whenever I hold it between my teeth, a box press is more it's more comfortable for me because of the flat surfaces. But regardless, I'm very excited to find this, and for me to say, for any of us to say, I've not had your product, but I'm extremely excited to find it and try it.
Me too,
is a
man.
big deal because we had a beer product early on in the show in the first season, and we gave it a good review, and then we found out because the beer products that we review, they need to be all natural and all this. We found out later that wasn't the case, and we did another show specifically dedicated to shitting on that company because they packaged it in such a way to make it seem as if it were
really
all natural, and it's not. And,
yes.
and we,
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It was also so all
Yeah.
three of us
They
all three of us
deserved it,
ordered
you know?
all three of us ordered something from a company, and I think all three of our packages got
Didn't
delayed.
come in time, right?
Like they were
So-
supposed to be in like Tuesday,
Really?
and by Friday they like mine ended up from, I don't remember where it was coming from, but it ended up in like Arizona or California or whatever, and all maybe one of us got it, I don't remember. So like Thursday we're like, shit, we got to figure out something. So we
Go
went
on
on
Amazon and
we
buy
went on
this.
Amazon and found something, and we all used it for like 2 days, and it's like, all right, it's not bad, it's good. And then by like Monday morning, Tuesday morning, all of our
we're
faces
all broken
were like,
out.
was like the color of my shirt. It just started like
serious?
burning us,
Yeah.
and it was bad. Like it was good to
Viking
start. but-
Revolution. Out of
Viking
China.
Revolution.
Yeah,
Fuck
they're at
them.
I have
definitely
no
out of
problem
China.
saying it now. It's all
No,
out of China.
fuck them.
They have an office they sell out of in the United States, but it was Viking Revolution. Horrible product. Horrible ingredients. They
Horrible.
fake it. It's who knows what the hell's in it, but it destroyed all of our faces. But we went on because it was like the 7th or 8th episode of this show that we did, and we used it for 2 days, and it was like, all right, good beard oil, everything it says, it's good ingredients and stuff, and it was great. And that's the problem with beard oils or beard products is that it takes a few days. I mean, you can tell I don't like the scent, I don't like the feel, whatever, but a few days later you can find out if the real. With cigars and whiskey, one puff, one sip, I can tell you if it's good or bad for me, but we made the mistake of giving a good episode to this shit product. So we made it right, and we still talk about it. It's been 3 years now. We bring it up whenever we can, like we are right now. Horrible products. Don't go buy a Viking Revolution on
It's
Amazon.
the only product.
It's
Right.
the only product I've ever tried. I've bought shit from supermarkets and stuff, like big brands that you think would be bad. Like we did Wild Willie's, which is like Willie
Duck
from
Dynasty.
Duck Dynasty. You
And
think he put his
Bigfoot.
name on-
We did Bigfoot too.
Yeah, you would think they would put their name on something crappy.
Right.
No, they're good products. This was the only horrible
Yeah.
product we've ever had, and
Really?
it's just like we have to do our due diligence. But that's the good thing with cigars and with spirits is one sip. I can tell you if it's going to be good. Like
Right.
Adam said with that one
Right.
cigar for him, it was not good for him. From
Right.
2 puffs, it was not good.
Fair enough.
But everybody's different, and
But
I don't see any. But with that cigar, like at least me and Jerry loved it. I don't see
Well, then-
anybody using Viking Revolution and loving it.
Yeah.
no,
shit's
but we have learned to do our homework because of that particular episode, right? So
Yeah.
the thing is, though, there's 3 of us here, and this podcast belongs to all 3 of us. So if
Right.
two of the 3 like the product and the third doesn't, we're still going to have those people on the show if we can, if they'll agree to come on. But you may have an outlier that's like, you know what, fuck you, and everybody that looks like you. Everything that you make is terrible. That may
Yeah.
happen. It's probably going to be me. Let's be
Fair
honest.
enough. But
but-
you know what
but-
though? But there's nothing wrong with that though, because listen to me. If you're in any space where, especially if you're dealing with taste, you know what I mean? Especially if you're dealing with taste, you're always going to have people that don't like the product. Like it's
Sure.
you're always going to have that.
You
and
can't
that's
please
okay.
everybody.
You can't please everybody. And it's like, look, we have, just speaking for Crystal and I, it's like, look, we have a sizable audience, at least that's enough for us, that not only cares about what we do, but that does enjoy our product. But the cool thing about us is we have people that, say, hey, you know what? Your cigars are okay, whatever, not really my cup of tea, but I respect what you're doing on the missional side, but you know what I mean? And it's like, okay, cool. We'll take you too. You know what I mean? Like, we're not, you know, whatever. That's fine. Like, come hang out with us. Come talk to us. Come join us. You know,
Right.
like that's how me and Crystal want to operate. But
that's my thing about what you guys
I
do.
will say this though. I will say this just as a precedent. Like, we, right from the get go, I knew that I don't want to be like a gimmicky type of company. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to promote this really big and serious matter of human trafficking, and then have like a really subpar product to back it up. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because nobody
Sure.
cares. Like, if you have a great product, I'm sorry, if you have a really good mission, if you have a bold mission, a great mission like anti-human trafficking, but you have a shitty product, it's hard to no one might, it's hard to get people to care. You know what I mean? It can be. It's really hard to get people to care.
It's just
So
like what we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
You could have a mission, but if your money's not going
Yeah.
to the right spot, then it's like no one's
Correct.
going to take you seriously. So you got, whether it's the
Yeah.
money going to the right spot or a product being good, like you can't put out subpar shit on any
You can't.
aspect of it, and
can't.
have
So-
people take you serious.
Correct. So I've even talked to people that, you know, if our product isn't for them, they can still sense the quality in it. And it's like that's what I'm going for. It's like, okay, you can still sense the quality in a cigar and may not enjoy it. You know, you may sense that, okay, this is good tobacco. These are good primings. You know what I mean? This is, you know, this is a good wrapper. Maybe the blend's not for you, but you can tell that this is still quality tobacco. You know what I mean? Like, you can make that distinction. So we have had those conversations as well before. But anyway, I just say that to say that we didn't want to go out there again touting ourselves as being these anti-trafficking superheroes without having a really good product to back it up. You know what I mean? And that's what I think that we have.
Yeah.
So
No, you definitely
Well,
have
you
great
know,
products. At least on my standpoint, the other guys, well,
Mhm.
Paul's tried the Freedom Fighter. Adam needs to find his, but I've tried all the no evils. I've smoked the Freedom Fighter. I don't know. I think today was the third or fourth one that I've had, and it's all of them are great smokes.
That's awesome. Man.
Well,
So
here's my
appreciate it.
question: do you have any distribution in Kentucky that you're aware of?
Say it again.
Do you have distribution in Kentucky?
I got to talk to our sales team, man. We may have some dudes in Kentucky.
If not,
I mean-
we know some people.
Oh,
Really?
yeah. So there is a amazing
I got-
cigar bar
Yeah.
about 4 miles from my house. Unfortunately, I've taken Jerry there, but unfortunately, I didn't get to take Paul there while he was in town. But it's they've got a library ladder that they use to get bourbons down because it's so damn high. But they have a walk-in humidor, and it's amazing. So I know some folks there. I can put you in touch with them to get you some distribution there for sure. But there's
Really?
there's definitely room.
That's great, man.
And I mean, they carry a lot of shit there. So one of my favorite cigars is not a cigar that you produce, obviously. It is a Liga Privada number 9. I love it. Drew States is amazing.
Absolutely.
And that's one of the only places in the city that I live in. It's the second largest city in the state of Kentucky. It's one of the only places I know of that I can go buy it. And it's about $25 a stick.
Wow.
But
Okay.
I would like to see if I can't bridge that gap and help you guys get up here to that so that I can go buy it.
Bro. That would be awesome. We are listen. We are so opportunistic. Like we will look at any opportunity. Us and the clowns. Like we're like, okay, like if there's an avenue somewhere, if there's a potential open door, let's see if we can walk through it. You know what I mean? Like we're very very opportunistic. So thank you for even offering that. And yeah, like if we would love to talk. Seriously, we're totally about
Yeah.
that.
I will.
You know?
I'll reach out to him right now while we're
Yeah.
on the call and see if I can't make something happen. But
Awesome.
that'd be great to have those up here. I'm a big, even if you guys made subpar products, your mission is really what I'm gonna go ahead and glob onto because I'm just I don't know I've got a and I don't know why and I don't need to know why, but what I do know is that I've got a big problem with human trafficking and things of that nature. If my wife exits the house, I make sure that she has her gun on her body. If she exits the house by herself or with the kids, I make sure she's got that gun. I bought her a 9mm M&P shield a number of years ago, and we've been out shooting and all that good stuff. But you know, um, it's just like we say at the end of the show, every show. I always say the world's crazy and it's not getting any better. I don't understand. I don't understand, and that's generally what I have in mind. It's the way that the cadence at the end of the show is support your veterans, support local children. The world's crazy and it's getting crazy. I don't understand it. I don't know if it's because we have better access to the rest of the world because of the internet and things were happening before that we just didn't see and didn't know or what have you. But it seems like every time I turn around, every time I open Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, which I don't open TikTok all that often because I'm 43. So I'm one of those. I'm part of that generation that uses Facebook and Instagram and mostly
Me too.
Facebook.
That's all I do.
But yeah, right. But every time I open that shit, every time, like every fourth or fifth video is some piece of shit pedophile that's getting busted. Yep. And I love those videos. I literally my reaction to those videos is to hold down the like button until I can get over to the heart and love those videos and see those motherfuckers getting busted and taken off to jail. But it's fucking ridiculous that it's in our faces all the time. It's just all, like I said, I don't know if it's because it's happening more or if it's because it's just in our faces more because of the internet.
Yeah,
but it's probably both. It's probably both. But
I think it's probably both. I mean, yeah, I think you raise a lot of good points, a lot of good questions. Ultimately, I personally don't think there's anything new under the sun. You know what I mean? I think a lot of the shit has been going down since antiquity. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the stuff has been happening since the beginning of time. You know, for and it just is what it is. And now we have more access to it, more exposure. With that being said, and we could probably do a topic on or a podcast on this with the conspiracy podcast, but like American culture, I'll just isolate it to American culture. I think American culture has, gotten worse and worse, more perverted, more corrupted, what I mean, over time. Anyway, it's sad. It's a sad story, but however you look at it, whether you think it's been going on since the beginning of time or if you just think the world is beginning progressively worse and it used to be good back then, whatever it is, good people still have to get in the way of it regardless, So that's what we're trying to do here, We are where we are. We're at where we're at. So we can all do something about it. So I love the cigar community. We can have conversations like this. Yeah. We can talk about this shit, Yeah.
So I got one more question before whether we go on another tangent or sign off here.
I got to go here after this question. Probably Crystal's flagging me down here.
Your cigar
3
band,
hours is not bad, guys. Come on, it's almost 10 o'clock.
your cigar bands have like this waterproofing like plastic feel on them. Was that did you mean to do that, or is that just something how it came out?
Trying to remember, man. Probably just how it came out.
I like them. I like them.
Yeah.
It has this tactile feel to
if it
Yeah, me and Paul played hockey.
Is that on the No Evil? You have the No Evil there?
It's on the Freedom and the No Evil.
Freedom. Well, no, I mean we wanted to do more embossed. You know what I mean? So you can feel
on the Freedom.
What you're talking about.
On the Freedom, it's definitely embossed, but it has like this like plastic, almost like waterproofing on it.
Plastic
versus like just like a paper label that a lot of companies have on there. I don't know. Me and Paul play hockey, and it almost feels like those tacky sticks.
Yep.
You guys play hockey?
I did.
Used to.
No way. My son's in hockey right now. He loves it.
Nice. Have fun with that.
They got a loan.
As a former goalie, do not let him go goalie.
He just switched to goalie to player, actually. So he's
lucky.
A forward now,
you're lucky.
Yeah.
Because when I was I went from defense to goalie, and my mom hated it just because of the cost. And then I got to the age of, you're buying your own equipment. And I was like, shit.
Right. No, man, answer your question. I got to go back and look at my old emails from the label company, No,
I like them.
I like them. They're like, there's a tactile sense to them where they're like almost like kind of rubbery.
Yeah.
And I don't see that.
I don't know if I've seen
rubbery, a little thick, Yeah, there's some durability there,
I like them,
which is nice. Yeah, it's not too paper thin, I guess you would say. Like a lot of the other cigar labels
are. A lot of them are just,
but
just because it's tradition. It's a lot of just like a paper label on there, but these have like a little extra to them, which is nice. Unfortunately, sometimes they do get, especially in the humidity down here, they get stuck to the cellophane. But that's
I know.
But other than that, I like them. They hold up, and they're easy to. The one thing is they're easy to peel off the cigar. They're not going to rip your cigar, which is one thing that pisses me off when I go to pull out a band off. It either rips itself or starts unraveling the cigar itself, and it's just like, come on, I just want this to come off easy.
I want to smoke the rest of the cigar. I need this label.
You're saying we should keep our label company. You're saying we should keep our label company.
I am, yeah.
Yes. I agree.
But yeah, cool. Like you said, we're coming up on almost 3 hours now. Yeah, I think we if you guys are up to it, I think we sometime down the road we talk, and we kind of, one of the giveaways that we'll kind of partner with you guys and do
absolutely,
whether it's what was it, Sarah's Roots or the other one. We'll partner up with that and see if we could raise some money for it.
Dude, that would be
I think incredible. That first giveaway we did, we were, I say only, but if someone donates $1 and that's it, it's a good thing. I think we raised $200-300 the first one, and that was our first year. Like we were like 20 episodes in or something like that.
Yeah. No, that
was a little bit further down.
It was a little further down.
It was still within our first year.
It was right before our second year.
Yeah. So yeah,
that's awesome.
And we've definitely gained some following, and we've definitely met some great people like the Aldis and the Clowns and the cigar community, and getting a lot more into the beard and whiskey communities as well. So hopefully we could pull that in, if not double, triple it, and do some kind of cool giveaway.
Dude, that would be great. Pull all the communities together.
That's the one thing I think we try to do.
Yeah.
Obviously, whiskey and cigars kind of go hand in hand.
Of course.
And no one really thinks of beard products, but if you look at the beard or the cigar company or the cigar community or whiskey community, 90% of the guys have beards. So it's just
like, I'm saying, you look at all the consumers, and it's like, yeah.
So I think we'll talk about it offline, and
Give me an update on that too. 'Cause
We'll
that's a
keep
cool
you updated and
concept.
see if we
Yeah.
could do something and do something for Sarah's roots.
That
Kinda
would
help
be
out with that one.
really cool. Crystal will be so psyched on that.
I think
too.
that'd be a good thing to do.
Hell yeah, absolutely.
And
Great
we need
idea.
to figure out a time for you guys to be on Spirits and Secrets. If you can hang out for 5 more minutes, we'll go ahead and end the episode right here, and then figure
Absolutely.
out that time.
Okay.
That brings us to the end of another episode of Bourbon, Beards, and Belvederes. As always, we want to encourage you guys to support veterans, local and abroad, and local and active duty military members, first responders, nurses, doctors. You know, they're all out there giving everything they've got for us. Let's go ahead and support them, and then children in your community, because as we've talked about here tonight, the world is fucking nuts, and children are the most vulnerable among us, and we need to be there to protect them. So let's make sure to give them our support. Look out for them. It really does cross boundaries and barriers. Race doesn't need to be factored in when we're talking about kids. It doesn't need to be factored in at all. But let's really talk about it when kids are involved. There's no reason to let that be a barrier. So let's look out for all the kids in our community, all of them.
Absolutely.
They're all special and deserve our protection. As always, we encourage you to enjoy your spirits and your cigars responsibly. And until next week, cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Bourbon, Beards, and Belvederes is produced by Adam Bolden, Paul Rousseau, and Jerry Ullman. Edited by Jerry Ullman. Music by Ryan Johnson. You can find all of our links on our website at bourbonbeardsandbelvederes.com and at beacons.ai/Bourbon, Beards, and Belvederes. As always, enjoy your bourbon and cigars responsibly. Cheers.